we present for you another game from the Miley Collection. We hope that you enjoy.
Phil, if I could start off, first of all, maybe being a little bit unprofessional, but I think it's all right today. So many kids, and I guess I'm speaking for myself, so many years have thought of Phil Rizzuto as Mr. Radio, Mr. Yankee Radio. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's great to know that, John, and I've enjoyed radio much more than I've enjoyed television. Radio gives you a chance to express yourself and to talk to people and describe things so that they feel like they're right at the ball game. And I think radio is more exciting because you're able to talk more. In television, you got to be, low-key. They see everything on the screen, and it's just great to know because I've gotten letters, many letters over the years telling how much they enjoy hearing the games on radio, and I get more of a kick out of doing radio than any other medium.
But the little kids that have the radios tucked under their pillows, that may sound sophomoric or a little sentimental, but it's very true, isn't it?
No, it's absolutely true. And I found out just the other day, you don't realize how many people you reach, people who are blind, who Eddie Lucas brought that to my attention many years ago, people in hospitals, people out on the beach getting the sun, but also wanting to hear the ball game. And then this sounds unusual, but just when we were in Cleveland, I got a letter, and this one fella said, would you please say hello to my buddy who's in jail? Because they get to listen to the games in jail. Now, I mean, I know they've done something wrong to be in there, but by the same token, they got to have some kind of entertainment. And when you realize all the people that you are reaching that, like you said, I used to do it when I was a kid. With the old crystal set, put it in there so my mom and dad wouldn't hear it, but listen to the game. And it really, I think radio is so great. It makes you use your imagination.
Phil Rizzuto talking about his radio broadcasting, and we'll chat more with Phil Rizzuto. We'll play word association with the Scooter Man when we come back right after this. Phil, I'm going to play word association with you, all right? Because I know, I enjoy doing it with you. Your first broadcast.
One of the worst you could ever imagine. I had Yogi hitting a foul ball and Yogi catching the foul ball. I mean, I was, I had the baseball player's instinct, and I was ahead of every play, and it was just terrible. I figured after they heard that, they'd fire me.
Your broadcast partners?
Well, luckily I've been with some great broadcasters, you included, you and the present crew, Frank Messer and Bill White. But I broke in under a strict tactician, Mel Allen, and then Red Barber alongside of him. That they reminded me of Joe McCarthy, because when you made a mistake, my mother didn't like it, and my father, because they correct me right on the air. But then you never made that same mistake again.
Your greatest broadcast thrill?
I would have to say Roger Maris's 61st home run. It was something you couldn't plan, and everybody was rooting for it, and it was so close to the season being over. And when he hit it, I just screamed. I don't know what I said, but I was so happy for him and so excited that I did the Chris Chambliss one when he hit the homer in the playoffs against Kansas City. That was great, but I think Maris's 61st home run was
the most embarrassing broadcast moment.
Well, I've had several, as you know, and it's hard to pick out just one because I've had so many. And yet what I like about it, when I embarrass myself on the air, I'll get letters from people like Bob Shepard, who corrects me, my English, my grammar quite often, but constructive criticism, not in a mean way. And if I say something I shouldn't have said, the store Arthur Adler says my trap door stays open all the time, and the thoughts go right through without stopping to see if I should say them. But I really couldn't pick out just one. Just say there's numerous ones, John.
Your best team, the best team you ever saw?
Well, see, I go back to the 41 Yankees. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't see the 27 Yankees, and I saw some great Yankee teams while I was playing and after I was through playing in the years when Mantle and Maris were having those great years. But the reason I say 41, they had Henrik DiMaggio and Keller in the outfield. They had Red Ralph, Joe Gordon, Bill Dickey, Spud Chandler, Red Ruffing, Marius Russo. I mean, they had a great pitching staff. And Frank Crissetti was still there to teach me all he knew about shortstop. And I think that was the greatest team that I remember.
The best player?
Joe DiMaggio. All around. Best hitter was Ted Williams, but the best all-around player was Joe DiMaggio, and not too far behind Mickey Mantle.
Saving the best for the last. Cora Rizzuto, your severest critic.
Not only my severest critic, John, but the greatest person you could have backing you up. And she's got more common sense than anybody I know. She kept me from jumping to the Mexican League when I was ready to go, and she talked me out of that. She told me she'd leave me if I went to Mexico. It turned out to be the best move I ever made. When I've been sick, and she's been there to take care of me when I've had bad days playing or broadcasting. I come home, and as you mentioned, my severest critic, but also with a pat on the back, and just knowing that I could go back to a home with all that loving and caring, and even if I've had a bad day, you know, that was great.
Congratulations to you. It's a day well deserved.
Thank you, John.
Okay. It's Phil Rizzuto Day here, and this 1985 date of August 4th, 1985, and the Yankees will be hosting the Chicago White Sox, and there's an additional excitement beyond it being Phil Rizzuto Day. Tom Seaver, the 11-game winner for the Chicago White Sox, is on the mound, and if Seaver is the winning pitcher in today's game, he will claim to be baseball's 17th pitcher in its history to win 300 games or more. All right, here are the lineups for today's game. First of all, for the White Sox, coming in 51 wins and 49 losses on the year. In fourth place in the Western Division of the American League, 6.5 games behind the division leading California Angels. Leading off, playing in left field, just off the disabled list, will be Rudy Law. Batting second and playing at second base, switch hitter Brian Little. Batting third and playing in center field will be Hal Baines. Put Baines in right field. In the number 4 spot and playing at first base will be Greg Walker. Batting in the number 5 position and catching will be Carlton Fisk. Batting 6 will be the designated hitter for the White Sox this afternoon, former Yankee Oscar Gamble. Batting in the number 7 position and playing at third base will be Tim Hewlett. In the number 8 spot and playing at shortstop will be Ozzie Guillen. And batting in the number 9 position will be the Chicago White Sox center fielder, Luis Salazar. And the White Sox pitcher this afternoon with a record of 11 wins and 8 losses. 3.02 ERA, bidding for his 300th career victory. Hoping to become the 17th pitcher in the history of the game of baseball to win 300 games or more. There are 2 that won just 300. Robert Lefty Grove and Early Wynn. And Eddie Plank won 305. He's number 14 on the list. All-time winner, of course, is Cy Young with 511. Seaver trying to get win number 300 today at the expense of the New York Yankees. Here's the Yankee batting order. 56 and 46 for the Yanks on the year. Second place in the Eastern Division of the American League. 9.5 games behind the hot-running, and I mean hot-running, Toronto Blue Jays. They reeled off 9 straight wins, lost 1, and now they have won 4 more straight. 13 out of 14 for the Blue Jays. Leading off for the Yanks this afternoon, playing in center field, Ricky Henderson. Batting second, the designated hitter, Ken Griffey. Batting third, the first baseman, Don Mattingly. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Dave Winfield. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Dan Pasqua. Number 6 in the batting order for Billy Martin's New York Yankees, catcher Ron Hasse. Batting 7th and playing at second base, Willie Randolph. And batting 8th and playing at third base will be Mike Paliarulo. The number 9 hitter in the Yankee batting order this afternoon will be Bobby Meacham. He'll be the shortstop. The Yankee pitcher this afternoon is Joe Cowley. 9 wins and 4 losses on the year for Cowley, and an ERA of 3.88. The umpiring crew, Darrell Cousins calling the balls and strikes, John Shulock at first, Joe Brinkman at second, and Terry Cooney at third. And the umpires have just met with Tony La Russa, the manager of the Chicago White Sox, and Don Baylor, team representative from the Yankees, exchanging the lineup cards, going over the ground rules, and this one is just about ready to get underway.
New York's Yankee Station, 77 WABC.
And our flag was still there. say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
Our thanks to Robert Merrill for another great job on our national anthem. The right-hander Joe Cowley is out on the mound right now, taking his warm-up tosses to Ron Hasse. Beautiful day for baseball here today. Bright sunshine at the moment, although we do see some scattered clouds approaching Yankee Stadium. But the temperature reading, I'm sure, in the mid-70s, and a delightful day for a capacity crowd here. There's not an empty seat at Yankee Stadium as the Yanks and the White Sox play, and Tom Seaver bids to become baseball's 17th 300-game winner. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. All right, we're set to go as the White Sox come up. The leadoff batter is going to be Rudy Law. Law is just off of the disabled list and is playing in left field this afternoon, facing Joe Cowley. Here to tell you all about it is Frank Messer.
Well, thank you very much, John Gordon. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us for New York Yankees baseball. Wherever you're listening, we hope it's going to be as pleasant an afternoon for you as it has been for us so far. Law, left-hand batter, takes the first pitch. Going outside for ball. This game is underway. He check swings, ground ball, left side. It's going to go through. See it high in between Rizzuto and Meacham. And Law is on with a check swing single into left field. Pasqua gets the ball back in. Now, we mentioned Law with 17 stolen bases. Always a threat to try something. Brian Little steps in, switch hitting second baseman. Little, a 229 hitter off for the season. And the pitch, he bunts out in foul off to the left side of the plate. Tried a running bunt. Now, that was not a good bunt for a sacrifice. He had his feet going. He wanted to bunt and beat it out all at the same time. White Sox have run a lot in this series, especially in the game night before last, which they went on to win 6-5. Law just reactivated today down at first base. He had suffered a pulled hamstring. Throw to first, dives back. They got him. He's out, picked off by Cowley. Rudy Law is picked off by Cowley and tagged out by Mattingly. He strayed just a bit too far, and Cowley has picked him off.
That is not a caught stealing. It is a pickoff. Law was not trying to steal the base, at least at the moment that he was picked off. He just was caught napping, and Cowley made a good move and got him.
One strike on Little, and the pitch is outside for a ball. Rizzuto will stay down the line, in on the grass at third base, even with the runner erased. Little threat to try to bunt for a base hit. In fact, on the first pitch to him, he was bunting for a base hit more than a sacrifice. Tried the running bunt. Cowley drops a curve low, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. This is Cowley's 15th start and 19th appearance. His second start against the White Sox. He started at Chicago on April 28th. Gave up 4 runs, 6 hits, and 8 2/3 innings. Walked 4, struck out 6. And was the losing pitcher in the ball game. And the pitch. It is low. 3 balls and a strike to Brian Little. Al Baines is on deck. What a great crowd here at Yankee Stadium this afternoon. Pitch is wide, ball 4. Little draws a walk, 1 out. Little down at first base, and Hal Baines will be the batter. Boy, you look at a day like this, you don't know which way to turn. Seaver going for his 300th win. Phil Rizzuto's uniform number retired. A plaque erected on the Monument Park section in center field in Rizzuto's honor.
What are your thoughts, Frank? How do you think the crowd's going to react here?
It's a pro-Yankee crowd, but there will be Seaver fans here who watched him for all the years with the Mets, I'm sure. But I think it's going to be basically a Yankee crowd. Line drive, base hit into right field by Baines. Little is going to try for third. Winfield, strong arm, throw to third. There's a play. They got him. He's out at third base. Perfect throw from Winfield to Rizzuto. and Little is thrown out by Winfield. What a throw by Dave Winfield from right field.
Well, I mean, to tell you, Winfield really uncorked one there. Paliuolo was waiting to make the tag on Brian Little.
Oh, boy. Billy Martin goes out.
He's very upset. What has happened here in this inning is that there's 2 down and a base runner at second base, but Joe Crowley has not had a good inning so far. He's given up 2 hits and a walk, and he has really been very fortunate at this moment because he picked off Rudy Law after he had a base hit on the left side. Then he walked Brian Little. That didn't do him any favors with Billy Martin. And then he gives up this base hit here to Hal Baines and a big break for the Yanks. When Little tried to stretch to third base, he was thrown out, and a great throw by Winfield. That was an amazing toss.
Little hesitated just a bit. Seemed to me like he hesitated just before he got to second base. Maybe his hesitation was in taking a look to see where the ball was in right field. But Winfield, with just a fantastic throw him out. Here's Greg Walker, the first baseman, and he takes low, ball 1.
There is no activity at this moment in the Yankee bullpen.
Walker has played every game this year for Chicago, 275 average. They may pitch around him. He's hit 15 home runs. He has 63 RBIs. If you pitch around him, you got to pitch to the league's leading home run hitter, Carlton Fisk, who is on deck, although Fisk is a right-hand batter and a much tougher chore to homer to left field than it is to homer to right field.
And Fisk would be the first right-handed batter that Joe Crowley would have faced thus far in the game.
We'll see how this pitch is. Neither of the first 2 were near the strike zone, and this one is not either. Fastball low and outside. I think that's the strategy. Pitch around Walker. Now, he has looked down at Jim Leland to see if he has a green light here on 3-0. Randolph plays him deep, so does Mattingly. The outfield straight up, Winfield deep, and the pitch, he walks on 4. I think there, John, we see a case of him pitching around Walker.
Indeed, Frank. And we'll take a 10-second Longines watch timeout on the New York Yankee Radio Network. Have you seen the exciting gold medal from Longines, the world's most honored watch? See it at Philippus Jewelers in Mount Kisco and Ossining, New York.
Hot dogs, apple pie, and pinstripes. The Yankee tradition continues on the station for sports.
WABC, New York.
All right, Fisk will step in.
Bob Shirley in the Yankee bullpen. Bob Shirley.
And now Bob Shirley is up in the Yankee bullpen. The pitch to Fisk. Slider for a strike. Fisk is hitting .236, but with 28 home runs and 69 runs batted in. Well, we'll see if the Yankees' strategy in pitching around Walker works. They had first base open as Baines advanced to second on the throw out at third. Cowley's pitch. Curveball for a strike, and it's 0-2 now on Fisk. Oscar Gamble, a left-hand hitter, is on deck. So Cowley is ahead of Fisk, 0-2. Fisk steps away. Now back in. Cowley studies the sign from Hasse, ready to pitch. Hasse wants to pitch away, and he struck him out swinging. A breaking ball, that's all Fisk saw. 3 breaking pitches, 2 called, 1 swinging. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men are left on. At the end of 1/2 inning, Chicago nothing, and the Yankees are coming to bat.
New York's Yankee Station, 77 WABC.
Well, there was a tremendous ovation for Tom Seaver as he came out. Many of the capacity crowd here standing and applauding Tom Seaver walking out to the mound. There's a special visitor here today, Frank, a friend of yours and an acquaintance of mine, Lindsey Nelson, who used to be the broadcaster with the New York Mets, now residing in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Great friend of mine for many years, John Gordon, and Lindsey Nelson, one of the original Mets announcers. He's in the Mets Hall of Fame. He broadcast Tom Seaver's first win, and he is here as a guest broadcaster today to aid in broadcasting what I'm sure Lindsey hopes will be Tom Seaver's 300th win, but he saw so many of the great moments for Tom Seaver.
I had an opportunity to ask Tom Seaver beforehand if he remembers the first time he saw Tom Seaver pitch.
I saw him in spring training in 1967, and I saw him strike out Harmon Killebrew. And that was the big impression that I got right at the start, that this was a fellow who could pitch pretty well, because Killebrew at that time was red hot.
Now, that was Lindsey Nelson talking about Tom Seaver, the first time that he saw him pitch down in spring training. And, of course, Seaver won his first game as a New York Met over the Chicago Cubs at Shea Stadium in his second start on the 20th of April, 1967. Here he is on the 4th of August, 1985, trying to become baseball's 17th 300-game winner. And the Yankees are out there to try to stop him. And that's what the game's all about, right, Frank?
That is what the game is all about. Ricky Henderson will lead off for the New York Yankees. You know, John Gordon, over the years, Seaver has changed his style of pitching, but he is still what you refer to as a power pitcher. He's not a cutesy pie.
Not by any means.
He'll spot his pitches. Delivery. Hopped up. Playable down the first base line. In comes Walker. Out goes Fisk. It is Walker, the first baseman, under it in foul territory. Makes the catch, and Henderson is retired.
I think when you talk about Seaver and his changing of his pitching, he is not, of course, the same pitcher as he was when he broke into the big leagues with the Mets, but he is basically the same pitcher. He relies mostly on that fastball. He'll use the curve and the slider as his second pitch, and the curve a little bit with a changeup. But I was talking to Del Crandall before the game, one of the White Sox broadcasters, and I said, has Seaver changed at all since we've seen the White Sox at the beginning of the season? He said, no, not one bit. Still relies mostly on that fastball.
Ken Griffey fouls the first pitch back. Strike one. Griffey is hitting .264, 6 home runs, 43 runs batted in. He knows Seaver. Pitch to him. Strike call. Fastball over the outside corner.
Yeah, both as a opponent and as a teammate, right?
Yes.
Seaver, of course, with the Reds when Griffey was with the Reds.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a fastball. Griffey was an established outfielder with the Reds when Seaver was traded to them by the Mets.
You know, we just finished talking about Seaver being a power pitcher still and relying on that fastball. That's about as good a fastball as you're going to see from Tom Seaver right there. That was a mighty good pitch for Ken Griffey to hit, but he just did not hit it. It had that much on it that Seaver powered it by him.
Here's Don Mattingly. Mattingly batting .314 now, 15 homers, 85 RBIs, 3 home runs in his last 2 games. He's got the hot bat now. The pitch to him, high fastball. Mattingly leads the league in RBIs with 85 and in total bases with 210. He is second in the league in base hits with 127. Wade Boggs has 141. Curveball low and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Mattingly's 32 doubles lead the league. His 50 extra base hits lead the league. Strike call down the middle. Mattingly taking 2-1 on Don. They play him pretty much straight up in the infield. Center fielder Salazar shades a couple of steps over toward right. Law in left, not too deep. Baines in right is backed up. Line to center, base hit for Mattingly. Solid shot back out over second base. And Mattingly is on with a 2-out single. That is the Yankees' first hit of the ball game. And it will bring up Dave Winfield, a .286 hitter, with 16 homers and 66 runs batted in. Winfield steps in, then steps out. Winfield's had a couple of looks at Seaver in the National League. John Gordon, for just a moment, you and our listeners, put yourself in this man's spot. Chicago White Sox manager Tony La Russa. Seaver going for his 300th win. Suppose he gets in trouble. Suppose it's a question mark in the ball game. Should he come out? Should he stay in? That's a decision that a manager has to make.
And I'm sure it's one that Tony La Russa wrestled with all week long, knowing that Seaver was pitching here today and the capacity crowd expected and here in New York. The thought, of course, is that La Russa is going to extend the string as far as he possibly can with Seaver.
Sure.
But there's a limit, and he knows it, and Seaver knows it, and hopefully the fans will know it.
La Russa's hoping and praying it won't come down to that decision. There goes Mattingly. The pitch is hit in the air, straightaway center field. Coming in under it, Salazar makes the catch, and the Yankees are retired. No runs, a base hit. Mattingly stranded at the end of 1 inning here at Yankee Stadium. Chicago nothing, and the Yankees nothing.
New York's Yankee Station, 77 WABC.
Cleveland Indians will be here at Yankee Stadium for a 3-game series Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, August 6th through the 8th, highlighted by another summer giveaway. All fans 14 and under at the Yankee-Indian game this Wednesday afternoon, August 7th, will take home a free Yankee thermos. Compliments of Delwood. Good seats are on sale now for all 3 Indian games. So make plans to be here. And remember, Delwood Yankee Thermos Day for fans 14 and under is Wednesday afternoon when the Yanks and Tribe meet at 1 o'clock. Well, the first inning is over, and I'm sure that Tom Seaver, even the veteran that he is, feels a bit more relaxed. Probably even more relaxed by giving up a base hit and getting out of the inning without giving up a run. And it would be interesting to know his reaction, his feelings as he took the mound, facing Rickey Henderson to start the inning, leaving the mound as he walked off, knowing he didn't allow a run and the game is still tied.
And I'm sure Cowley is glad the first inning is over. Joe gave up 2 hits and 2 walks and was not scored on. He picked a runner off, another runner thrown out at third. A great play by Winfield. That's the play of the ball game. And now Oscar Gamble will lead off the top of the second. Left-hand hitter batting 200. Cowley was ready to pitch, and Gamble wanted time. It was granted. Gamble hitting 200. He has 4 home runs, 1 in this series, and 20 runs batted in. Cowley winds. First pitch to the left-hand batter. Fastball on the outside corner. Strike 1 call. It'll be Gamble, Hewlett, and Guillen here in the second. The afternoon has become overcast after a bright sunshine earlier today. Wind was supposed to change around, start coming in out of the south. Pitch is wide, a fastball. Forecast I heard driving into the stadium today, they had predicted a change in wind direction which would blow the weather in from the water. 1-1 pitch is wide, a fastball again to Gamble. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Joe's really trying to work those left-handed hitters away, but he has just not been able to find the outside corner of the plate as yet.
Well, he knows Gamble has the power to reach the seats in right field. Gamble hit his 200th career home run in yesterday's game. Pitch is outside again, 3-1. Cowley is just missing wide. That time, Cowley and Hasse both looked around, or Hasse looked around and Cowley looked down at the plate umpire, Darrell Cousins. 3-1 pitch. He walked him. Ball 4 just outside. That is the 3rd walk, John.
It is. I was just going to mention that. By the way, Frank, nice going on the MC job for Phil Rizzuto, Jay. May I compliment you once again. You keep that program running right along, and everything was just super down there. You did a great job.
Well, thank you very much, John, and it was indeed a privilege and a pleasure for me to be on the field and be master of ceremonies for a great friend, a great ball player, great broadcaster, and a great guy. I'll tell you what surprised me more than the cow stepping on Phil's foot and knocking him down. Here's Hewlett swinging and missing. Strike 1. Hewlett, the third baseman, batting .271. Tim has hit 3 homers, has 26 RBIs. What really floored me was the fact that Cora, Phil's wife, got up to the microphone and said a few words. I think it was just great. Phil was hoping that Mantle or Martin would come up. Line to center field. Henderson coming. Can he get it? No. Drops in front of him, a base hit. Gamble stops at second. Hewlett is on. Base hit number 3 for Chicago. And with nobody out, runners at first and second, here's that pesky shortstop, Ozzie Guillen.
Boy, you talk about a dying quail. That did look like a line drive as it came off the bat of Hewlett, and then it just died, and there was no opportunity at all for Henderson to make a catch on it. I did get a treat out of glancing over to the left and watching President Nixon during the Phil Rizzuto ceremonies and festivities. He really enjoyed watching the scooter being honored.
Well, he's been a baseball fan for a long time, and he is not only a Yankees fan. The former president is also a Mets fan, California Angels fan. Pitch to Guillen, ground ball up the middle and fielded by Robertson. Stevan Meacham on second, goes to first, double play. Bobby Meacham fielded that ball near second base, stepped on the bag and threw to first, getting a 6 unassisted to 3 double play, and that is a very big play behind Joe Cowley.
Guillen, I tell you, he's something. He almost looked like he wanted to punch that ball right through the middle of the diamond over second base, and Meacham made an alert play. Bobby moves well laterally, and as he moved off to his left, he fielded the ball right at the bag, stepped on it, came on to first for the twin killing.
On the play, Gamble advanced to third. There are 2 outs, and the batter is Luis Salazar, the center fielder. He takes a breaking ball for a strike. 0-1. Salazar is hitting .211, 6 homers, 28 runs batted in. He had the game-winning RBI in Friday night's ball game, an infield hit. Another breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-2. No score here at the stadium. We're in the top half of the second. Cowley, working deliberately, comes set and pitches. Strike 3 called. He took 3 breaking balls, and he's called out on strikes. No runs, a hit, and a man left at the end of 1 1/2. It's Chicago nothing and the Yankees nothing.
New York's Yankee Station, 77 WABC.
During this half inning, the Yankee scoreboard is brought to you by members only. When you put it on, something happens. Outerwear and sportswear that combine extraordinary styling, colors, and fabrics to take you beyond fashion to a bold new feeling about you. Members only. I'll check the scores, and John Gordon's going to tell you what happens down on the Yankee Stadium playing field, John.
All right, Dan Pasqua stepping in to face Tom Seaver here in the bottom half of the second inning. No score in the game. Sox have 3 hits. The Yankees have 1. And a changeup to Pasqua is wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Pasqua hitting .215, 4 homers and 10 RBIs. 2 for 5 in the opening game of the series. Pasqua swings at a Seaver fastball and hits a high fly to left center. Salazar moving to his right and waiting. He's got it. And there's 1 down. Dan Pasqua retired in a fly to center. And here's Ron Hasse.
At the end of 6 innings in Toronto, it's Texas 3 and Toronto 3. George Bell has hit his 21st home run of the year for Toronto. Gary Ward and Ottavie McDowell have homered for the Rangers. Milwaukee at Detroit for a doubleheader. First game tied 3-3 at the end of 5. Ernie Riles has homered for the Brewers. Cleveland leads Baltimore 4-3 at the end of 5 1/2. And Boston, Kansas City is scoreless at the end of 2. Minnesota at California not yet underway. Seattle at Oakland not yet underway, John.
All right, here's Hasse, and the first pitch to him is foul to the Yankee dugout off to the right. No balls, 1 strike. Hasse hitting .268, 6 homers, 19 RBIs.
The Mets lead the Cubs 3-0 at the end of 4 behind Dwight Gooden going for his 17th. It is Pittsburgh 4, Montreal 3 at the end of 5. Atlanta 2, San Francisco 1 at the end of 3 1/2.
0-1 to Hasse, a fastball low and away, and a 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Cincinnati 3, the Dodgers nothing at the end of 4. Phillies nothing, St. Louis nothing at the end of 3. San Diego at Houston tonight.
Here's Seaver on a 1-1 pitch, and Hasse swings and lines it to left. Here's Law back and reaching up and grabbing it. He misjudged it momentarily, but then recovered in time and made the grab. 2 down in the inning, and the batter is going to be Willie Randolph.
Right here, there's no score between the Yankees and the White Sox, and the Yankee scoreboard has been brought to you by members only, the brand that's changing the way America looks.
All right, Willie Randolph stepping in. Willie hitting a .291, 3 homers and 34 RBIs. No score in the game. The Yanks and White Sox are scoreless. Here's a chopper hit to short. Guillen with a routine play. 3 up, 3 down for Seaver. Randolph is thrown out. Guillen to Walker, and that's all for the Yankees in the second inning. The Sox pitcher, Tom Seaver, retiring him 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, nobody left. At the end of 2, the Yankees nothing and the White Sox nothing.
300 winners. We're talking about Seaver going for 300 today. The first man to win 300, Cy Young. He won 511 in his career. Walter Johnson won 416. Christy Mathewson and Grover Cleveland Alexander each won 373. Warren Spahn 363. Kid Nichols and Bud Galvin 361. Tim Keefe 342. John Clarkson won 327. Steve Carlton has 314 wins. Hoss Radburn won 308. Mickey Welch won 307. Ed Plank 305. And just making it to the 300 plateau, Lefty Grove, early win, and the last man to do it, Gaylord Perry, who logged his 300th against the Yankees last year. People Express, because they have no restrictions to talk about, we're able to talk baseball. Well, Gaylord Perry, we're talking about 300 winners. Gaylord won his 300th game against the Yankees in 1982. He retired as a pitcher last year. He started his career in 62, pitched into 1984, but he won his 300th game against the New York Yankees in 1982, pitching for the Mets. Here we go to the top half of the third, and here's John.
All right, it's the top of the order. Rudy Law to face Joe Cowley, and the pitch is down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Law slapped a base hit past Pagliarulo and Meacham on the left side in his first at bat, and is 1 for 1 in the game. A curve swung on and hit off of Cowley's hand and into center field. Joe tried to field that ball barehanded, and it stung him just a bit. I believe he's all right. And Law is on with his second hit of the game. Oh, boy, they almost got Law again. My goodness. embarrassing for Rudy Law to be picked off a base twice, but Collie made a quick move to first, and Law just dove back in safely. The team pitch out. Throw to second. Oh, boy, he's out of there. And there's one down. I tell you, the Yankees certainly smelled that one. And Hasse threw a strike to Meacham, and they were waiting to put the tag on base-stealing Rudy Law. He's out stealing. Second time we've taken him off the base pass.
Well, maybe they felt he tried to steal on the first pitch before they had a chance to pick him off again. They picked him off once, and as you said, they almost picked him a second time, so he went on the first pitch. Hasse called the pitch out, I'm sure on orders from the bench, and they got him.
One down, and the batter is Brian Little, and the pitch is in there for a strike. It's a ball and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count to Brian Little. 1 down, nobody on. Here's the wind and the 1-1 delivery. High fly, right field, and hit deep. At the warning track is Winfield. Now a few steps in. He makes the grab. Little is retired, and there's 2 down.
I got a feeling the ball's going to travel well to right field this afternoon.
No score. The Yanks and the White Sox battling here, and the Sox have 4 hits in the game to the Yankees 1. Tom Seaver pitching for the White Sox this afternoon, bidding for his 300th career win. And Joe Collie on the hill for the Yankees. Collie's 9-4 on the year. And the pitch is wide to the left-handed hitting Harold Baines, and it is 1 ball and no strikes.
Collie says he doesn't want his name in parentheses in the record book.
Here is the 1-0 delivery, and it is a changeup wide, and 2 balls and no strikes to count to Harold Baines. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Collie working in a hurry. A little fastball is hit down the left field line, and a great diving catch by Bobby Meacham. Oh, Bobby Meacham came out of nowhere. Speed can pay off for you defensively, and it sure did there. Meacham hustling to the ball down the left field line, diving and making the grab, and a fine defensive play retires Harold Baines. That's the 3rd out of the Sox 3rd inning. No runs, a hit, nobody left. Now through 2.5 innings of play here at Yankee Stadium. Capacity crowd today. It's the Yanks nothing and the White Sox nothing.
New York's Yankee Station, 77 WABC.
Well, John Gordon, when the season started, there was a question about Bobby Meacham at shortstop. After that catch he made, Joe Collie waited outside the dugout to shake his hand when he came in, and Billy Martin charged right down to him to give him a handshake when he got to the dugout. Martin applauding him all the way in. So a great play by Meacham, and we'll move along to the bottom half of the 3rd.
Here's Mike Palliarulo to lead it off for the Yanks. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed, and it'll be no balls at 1 strike. 0-1 the count. Pags hitting at .233, 10 homers, and 37 RBIs. Here's the line by the right-hander Seaver, and the pitch. Pounding ball and a base hit. He pitches the ball right through on the right side of the infield. Looks like he got a low fastball there, and Palliarulo got around on it real well. Hit it right between Walker and Little and into right field.
Well, a pitcher can't make a perfect pitch every time. If he could, there wouldn't be any hitters up in Cooperstown. There'd be no 300 hitters, only 300 game winners. Huh?
That's right. So the Yanks get Mike Palliarulo on at first. Nobody out, and here's Bobby Meacham. The team's best bunter. He's hitting at .231, no homers and 32 RBIs. Hewlett's looking for a bunt at 3rd base. And Meacham shows bunt, pulls the bat back and takes it for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
There again, Seaver throwing him a high fastball and got it farther inside, I'm sure, than he wanted it. Wanted Meacham to bunt and pop it up.
And there goes Pags, popped in the air to center field. Palliarulo will come back to first. Salazar settling under this one. He's got it. Meacham is the first out of the Yankee 3rd. Palliarulo is still at first base, and the batter's going to be Ricky Henderson. Henderson in his first at bat, foul pop to the first baseman Greg Walker down the line and between first and home. Outfield playing Ricky straight away. Henderson held in check in this series, 2 for 9 coming into the game, now 2 for 10. And the pitch to him. Foul to the upper deck, off to the right and out of play. Strike 1, the count to Ricky Henderson. Henderson is leaps and bounds ahead of everybody in that runs column. He has scored 90 runs. Next in line is Cal Ripken Jr. of Baltimore with 75, and Lou Whitaker of Detroit with 74.
In 1978, Seaver pitched a no-hitter against St. Louis. He was pitching for Cincinnati then. He once struck out 19 men in a ball game for the Mets against San Diego, and I believe they lost that game. I think the Mets lost that one. Seaver had 19 strikeouts, and as I recall the ball game, I believe the Mets lost it. I remember watching it on television.
Here's a set. Seaver steps off. I asked Lindsey Nelson, we'll play the tape during our broadcast in just a little bit, the best game he felt he ever saw Tom Seaver pitch, and he said it was that game when he struck out 19. He has an interesting comment about it. Pitch down low for a ball.
Do you recall if they won or lost that game?
He only made comment about the strikeouts, saying that he remembered that Tom Seaver struck out the last 10 batters that he faced.
Wow.
Not the first 10, but the last 10. Must have had some fastball that night. Seaver working at a deliberate pace here. Now he's ready, and the pitch. Bounding ball right side, gloved nicely by Little. Throw to first, they get Henderson, and Pagliarulo moves on to second. So the Yankees have their first base runner at second base in the game. Mike Pagliarulo rests there with 2 down, and Ken Griffey stepping in. Good play by Little. He had to move quickly to his left. He gloved the ball, did not have an opportunity to make any sort of play or throw to second base. And he went to first to get Henderson. Griffey struck out swinging in his first at bat. He is 0 for 1 in the game. Yankees batting in the bottom of the third. No score in the game. Outfield straight away for Griffey. And Seaver's pitch. Bounding ball, base hit right side. Pagliarulo being waved home. Up quickly with the ball. Right fielder Baines. Throw to the plate, not in time. Oh, a beautiful slide by Pagliarulo for the game's first run. He made a dive slide and came right across the plate as Fisk tried to put the tag on him. The Yankees lead 1-0 on Griffey's base hit to right.
Well, that pitch was right over the plate for Griffey, and he pulled it into right field. Good throw by Baines. Strong throw to Fisk. Don Mattingly in the on-deck circle telling Pagliarulo he had to dive, had to slide, just come in sliding, and Pagliarulo elected to come head first, dove across the plate. And the Yankees do have the first run on the ball game, and Griffey has driven it in.
Tell you, Baines made a really nice play on that, Frank, because as soon as the ball came off the bat of Griffey, Baines anticipated it being a base hit, and he broke right in. He had a good running start to get the ball, and he had some momentum behind his throw. Here's a bounding ball hit towards second. Played by Little on to Guillen to force Griffey. Mattingly is out in a pitch, and the inning is over. But the Yankees have come up with a run here, and they take the lead in the game. For the Yankees in the third inning, 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and 1 man left on. At the end of 3 innings of play, Yankees 1 and the White Sox 0.
We're all familiar with Yankee nicknames like Babe for Babe Ruth and the Commerce Kid for Mickey Mantle. Do you know the nicknames for managers Casey Stengel, Ralph Houck, and Miller Huggins? We'll tell you after this. If you're talking great performers, you're talking about Bridgestone Potenza radials. They're the high-performance tires with the good looks you want. Take Potenza's low profile. It looks mean, perfect for today's sporty cars. And Potenza has the kind of aggressive tread that bites the road for traction in the turns and on the straightaways. Check out Potenza, the performance radial from Bridgestone. And now, what were the nicknames of managers Casey Stengel, Ralph Houck, and Miller Huggins? Well, Stengel was the Professor, Houck the Major, and Huggins the Mighty Mike. This Yankee Trivia is brought to you by the Bridgestone Tire Company and your local Bridgestone dealer, STS Tire Warehouse. Well, the WABC studios inform us the Mets won that ball game in which Seaver struck out 19 men. I would hope so, but it just seemed to me that there was some oddity about that game. But anyway, we will let that rest until Lindsey Nelson is ready to talk about it, John.
All right, we have that tape we'll present it during this half inning here. Right now, the White Sox come to bat in the top half of the 4th inning, trailing 1-0. Ken Griffey single to right, scoring Mike Pagliarulo from second base. And the Yanks have gained the lead here. There's a foul off to the Yankee dugout. Off the bat of left-handed hitting Greg Walker to start things for the Sox here in the 4th. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Walker is still hitting at .275. He walked his first at bat. The second walk given up by Joe Cowley. And 1 of 3 that Cowley has given up in the game. Fastball high, and it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. And And here's Cowley's pitch. Line for a hit to left center. Let's see if Henderson can get over quickly enough to cut it off, and he does. Walker makes a big turn, but holds as Henderson's throw goes past not only the cutoff man, but also Randolph at second base, and is backed up nicely by Don Mattingly and Joe Cowley. Walker opens the inning with a base hit. Lindsey Nelson is visiting here today, and I asked Lindsey Nelson what he felt was the greatest game he ever saw Tom Seaver pitch.
I thought against San Diego in 1969 when he struck out 19 to tie the record in the major leagues at that time for strikeouts, and he struck out the last 10 hitters that he faced. Not the first 10, the last 10. And I got the feeling that he was in a groove. If San Diego had set up hitters all night long, he would have struck them out in order all night long.
Isn't that something?
Yep.
He must have had some kind of stuff that night. All right, here's Carlton Fisk, the right-handed hitting catcher for the White Sox. Struck out on 3 breaking pitches in the first inning. The hit by Walker is his first of the game. It is the 5th of the game for the White Sox. Nobody out, 1 on. Walker with a leadoff single to left center. And the pitch to Fisk is a curve, and it's hit high in the air into shallow left. Pasco coming on. Meacham going out. It's going to be Meacham. Bobby's got it. And he quickly relays it into Paliarulo in the infield. And there's 1 down. Fisk is retired, and here's Oscar Gamble. Sun just broke through as Fisk was swinging at that pitch. Fortunately, Meacham had his sunglasses on, and he used them because it had been overcast for a couple of innings there.
Before the invention of sunglasses, how do you suppose infielders and outfielders caught fly balls, John?
I don't know. How did they ever hit without pine tar and batting gloves?
That's right.
Huh?
That's right. How did they ever catch in those motorman's gloves they used to wear?
That's right. Here's Gamble, and he takes a fastball high. 1 ball and no strikes. Oscar drew a walk back in the second inning. That was the 3rd walk given up by Cowley. He walked 2 in the first inning. Cowley was really lucky to get out of the first without any real damage done. He picked off a man. That helped him. Here's a sent by Cowley and a pitch. Little looper, broken bat, hit to second base. Randolph and Meacham are both there, and Randolph makes the grab. The reason they were both there was Willie's ball away, but they were waiting for it to come down. They were calling for it to come down, trying to double off Walker at first. But Gamble is out. Randolph caught the ball, but could not make a throw back to first. 2 in the inning, and the batter is going to be Tim Hewlett, who had a looping single into center field in his first at bat and is 1 for 1 in the game. The Yankees open a series with the Indians Tuesday night, Wednesday afternoon, and Thursday night. Phil Niekro will pitch the opening game of the Indian series on Tuesday night. Now the pitch to Hewlett, swung on and fouled, and Hasse takes another one off the mask. Boy, he is really having a tough time back there today.
He's been beaten up in this inning. That's the 3rd solid shot.
Joe Cowley facing Tim Hewlett. In the season series, the Yankees have won 3 games, while the White Sox have won a total of 4. Here's the set, the 0-1 delivery. A curve misses, and it'll be a ball and a strike. Cowley thought, as did Hasse, they had a strike on that pitch. So did Billy Martin in the Yankee dugout, standing there with hands on hips. Foul to the upper deck behind home plate. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes now to the right-handed hitting Tim Hewlett. White Sox are 33-29 against Eastern Division teams. They're below 500 against the West, 18-20. And they're below 500 on the road. They're 23-29. They're just 2 over 500 for the season, 51-49. 2-strike pitch to Hewlett. Check swing, ground ball right side. Randolph scoops it up. On to Mattingly. Hewlett is retired, as are the White Sox here in the 4th inning. No runs a hit and 1 left. At the end of 3 1/2, the Yanks lead the White Sox 1-0.
And now let's take a 10-second Longines watch. Timeout on the New York Yankee Radio Network. Have you seen the exciting gold medal from Longines, the world's most honored watch? See it at Monique Jewelers, Jackson Heights, New York.
If you can't get to the game, you can see it on the radio here on the station for sports. 77 WABC, New York.
Well, we'll have Dave Winfield leading off the bottom half of the fourth and slipping into the broadcast booth, the man of honor, the man for which this day was designed, the Scooter Phil Rizzuto. Phil, I got to ask you one thing quickly. Out of all the holy cows, that's the first time one ever stepped on your foot.
I think they're getting back at me, Frank, for using that expression so long. That was unbelievable. It wasn't even rehearsed.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. The cow stepped right out. You're okay, though, huh?
Yes, I feel very good, and I'm so glad it's over. And I want to thank you for not only lending me moral support, but physical support. I thought I was going to pass out, I swear.
Well, what you don't realize is I was leaning on you because I thought I might.
All right, we go now to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Dave Winfield, the leadoff batter.
Terrific ball game.
1-0.
Great game.
How do you feel now? You say you feel better?
Oh, I feel 1,000% better. I mean, it's like the weight of Yankee Stadium taken off my shoulders. I'm ready to go after this half inning. I'll go home and listen to you guys.
You're not supposed to leave till the 7th.
Well, today.
Oh, I see.
You know what I thought was great, Scooter, was the fact that Cora came up to the microphone and said a few words. I thought that was wonderful.
I couldn't believe it. First time in 29 years she's been to the stadium, and she stole the show. Unbelievable.
So what's new? Didn't you expect that?
You didn't do all that bad yourself. Your extemporaneous remarks were great.
I tell you, I never know. Thankfully, Arthur taped them, or somebody taped them. I'll be able to hear, because when I'm nervous like that, I don't realize what I'm saying.
2-1 the count to Winfield, and a strike, and it'll be 2-2.
All I know is I did not wish Seaver well.
And you heard the ovation you got. You said you'd love to see Seaver win his 300th game in another city.
In another city, absolutely.
What's on tap tonight now? A little Italian dinner?
Oh, yes. Big Italian dinner.
Big Italian.
Big.
The entire family?
But they all want to come over and watch the movies that you guys got for me. Unless that was a joke. Oh, look.
There's a foul as the bat goes flying, and it'll be a 2-2 count still to Dave Winfield. Can you believe you have North by Northwest?
I can't believe this.
Huh?
Brian Ferguson just gave Scooter a list of the movies that we presented to him.
Holy, you know, another great one, Gunfight at the OK Corral.
All right.
I was ducking all night. The bullets were flying.
I thought you were going to say you were there.
Yeah.
You and Wyatt.
Oh, this is fantastic.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Winfield. He's the leadoff batter for the Yankees. In the bottom half of the fourth inning, the Yanks are leading 1-0. And the pitch. Change up, almost hit it. Winfield had to drop the bat to get out of the way of that one.
How did that miss him?
I thought it hit him.
Yeah.
Looked like it went right through his body.
I've heard you say, Phil, when a pitch comes that close, you feel like you're hit.
You're right, Frank. And Winfield was a contortionist that time.
Did you get a chance to see Tom Seaver before the game or not?
No, I didn't get a chance. No, but the crowd was great as Frank was talking there, and he had introduced somebody, and some of the White Sox were walking out to the bullpen. They were really booing him, and I thought that was great. After I realized they weren't booing me or my Dave, then I thought it was great.
Here's a bounding ball knocked down by third baseman Hewlett. He comes off the ground, throws to first. Winfield is going to be safe. A low throw that first baseman Walker could not handle. Winfield is on. We'll wait for a scoring ruling. And it's an error charge to the third baseman Tim Hewlett on the throw.
You see that happen?
Winfield is on.
Last time we filled up the place, we gave out a number up.
Unfortunately, you see that very often, John. You see an infielder, a third baseman especially, make a great stop and then get an error on a throw.
That is, there's been a lot of debate about that, Frank and John, as to whether they should give him an error, because had he not made that great stop, it would have been a hit. But by the same token, they're big leaguers. If they make the play, they should finish the play with a good throw.
All right, here's Pasco. The first pitch to him is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Scooter, I understand that Bobby Mercer and Mickey Mantle were rehearsing beforehand, and their speech was a little bit different down on the field than it was.
It's a good thing it was. When Mickey told me what he wanted to say and they wouldn't let him, this place would have emptied out. Holy, that'd make us a riot.
What are you going to do with the cow?
No, I don't get the cow. That was a gimmick. That's the same cow, Frank, that they brought to the hotel when Bill Gallo had that night for me over there.
Yeah, the cartoonist night.
I
was there.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I say. The same cow.
Pasqua takes a strike, and it'll be a ball and a strike to count to him. We're chatting with Phil Rizzuto on Scooter Day here at Yankee Stadium. Go ahead, Frank.
I was just going to say, I think it's just great to look out here and see this crowd, Phil. It's one of the greatest crowds I've ever seen at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, I tell you, it really is. I mean, to me, it's the greatest thing that could ever happen. That retiring the number and the plaque. That really shook me up, that plaque.
You didn't know about that, did you?
Did not know about it. When you think the number's going to be retired along with all the Yankee greats, and the plaque out there with the Yankee greats out there in center field.
When's the last time you drove a convertible?
Never.
No kidding.
Cora refuses to drive in a convertible.
Uh-oh.
So Scooter's got his eye on it.
2-1 the count to Pasqua. The Yanks are batting. There goes Winfield. Pasqua hits a foul that'll reach the seats off to the left. Winfield was running and then abruptly stopped. And he goes back to first base. It'll be 2-2 the count to Dan Pasqua.
Was that a decoy on Wood? Boy, he was full tilt and he stopped short.
I think he may have thought they had pitched out because Pasqua reached way out across the plate.
Talk to Bill, that's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Bill White's over there. Yes, I'm going to be over there. I'll be over there.
Spring training.
No, I've only had 3 Sambucas, White. So I am not drunk.
Pasqua at 2-2. Seaver checks Winfield back to the bag at first. See, Scooter, you're going to Bermuda. You're going to London. You're going to Acapulco.
I tell you.
You're going to be a worldwide traveler. Are you still going to Rome?
Oh, yes.
All right.
That one's in the bank already. But
is it?
We're talking to Mrs. Steinbrenner, who was filling Cora in, and Arthur Adler's wife filling Cora in, where the silver vaults in London are underground.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know why they had to do that the first thing. Let her know where all that silver is buried.
Rizzuto Day, right?
Rizzuto Day in Rome.
Oh, correct?
That's right.
Beautiful.
Rome, New York.
I just got a letter from the mayor of Rome, New York.
Nice of Eddie Lucas to be there today, too.
Oh, yeah.
And he was certainly appreciative of having an opportunity to tell the fans what you've done for him.
That is a great kid. He's really an inspiration to all the people who have had trouble with their eyesight.
2-2 the count to Pasqua. The runner at first, Winfield. There he goes. Swinging a foul back. Pasqua went after a high Seaver fastball and fouled it back to the screen.
For those
2 balls, 2 strikes.
For those in our listening audience, John, that don't realize that Eddie Lucas is blind. He lost his sight many years ago. He's learned to live with it, and he'll joke about it. And he had a cute line down there that when he said to Phil, he said, you know, you haven't changed a bit since the first time I saw you.
He is something.
Yeah. He's just a wonderful, wonderful man. And as Phil said, an inspiration.
2-2 as Pasqua still bats. There's nobody out, and Pasqua fouls another off to the left. Frank and I were figuring out the number of dozens of golf balls that you got, Scooter.
Don't worry, I'll take care of my buddies.
All right, well, we just wanted to get in.
The only 2 golfers of the broadcasters I've ever been with.
That's right.
You will be well taken care of, because there's no way I could use that many golf balls.
We slipped in a few kind words about you today, and we just thought...
No, you'll get your share.
There goes Winfield again, and a bounding ball hit to first. Walker has been one choice to go to the bag at first and retire Pasqua, and Winfield has moved to scoring position at second base.
I also, Scooter, had my eye on that lifetime supply of Anheuser-Busch beer.
Oh, yes.
Uh-huh.
You guys are welcome. But what they give me, the thing they stick in the barrel, what do they call it?
I think they gave you a pipeline to St. Louis. That's what I think they did. Direct to your house. Portable beer tap.
That's what it was. That's what it was, Frank.
That means you can take it anywhere you want, I guess, and tap in anywhere they have Budweiser, huh?
Here's Hasse now as the Yanks trying to build the lead to 2-0. They're ahead 1-0. Seaver ready now as he looks to the runner and pitches to Hasse. Here's a line drive. Knocked down beautifully by Walker. Throwing to Seaver at first. They get Hasse, and Winfield stops at third base. Walker with a run-scoring play. Boy, he made a dandy dive on that one and caught the ball on a short hop. Seaver alertly covering at first in a 3-1 scoring play, and Randolph will be the batter with Winfield at third base.
Just a great play by Walker. There have been some outstanding defensive plays in this ballgame.
It's really been a great defensive battle. You know what made it even more difficult? He's got the glove on the left hand, had to go across his body.
Here's Randolph now batting with 2 down, and the runner Winfield at third. Winfield reached in an error, charged to the third baseman Hewlett. He moved to second on a ground out by Pasqua, and to third on a ground out by Hasse. And Randolph takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike.
And don't you know that Hewlett will breathe the biggest sigh of relief if they strand Winfield on base.
Right.
It's good. I know you're going to be leaving us in a few minutes. I want to say one thing. I would have to say that the greatest gift of all that you received this afternoon is one you won't see, but I know you could feel it as I did, and that is the love, the absolute love and adoration of the fans here at Yankee Stadium.
They were simply unbelievable. And they've been that way throughout my whole career, and I don't think anybody's ever booed me. And that's because I'm small, but it's just been a great thrill every time I came out to the park.
Pitch hit Randolph, John, and got him in the left hand, it looks like.
So Randolph goes to first, and Paliarulo will be the batter now. Pags has one of the 3 hits in the game for the Yankees. He singled back in the 3rd inning and came around to score the game's only run. At third, Winfield. At first, Randolph hit by a pitch. And stepping in will be Paliarulo. Boy, both pitchers are working at very deliberate paces here. Here's the set by Seaver as he checks the base runners, and a pitch to Paliarulo. It's a fastball high, and it's it's a foul tip to the glove, a strike. And it'll be no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. Carlton Fisk is informing Seaver now that the pitch was foul tip to the glove for a strike. Seaver says, all right.
Yeah, it was well high out of the strike zone, but he had stuck the bat out, couldn't get it back.
No balls, 1 strike. First and third, 2 down, and a pitch to Paliarulo. He fouls it to the upper deck off to the left.
You know, it's
and
interesting.
It'll be 0-2.
Excuse me, John. I heard you and Frank talking about this would probably be a low-scoring game. As Frank had mentioned, his 100th win was a low-scoring game. His 200th win, his 250th win. And, of course, Seaver's all excited because his first win was here in New York, and he's trying for number 300.
Another milestone may be reached today out in Anaheim, where Rod Carew is trying for his 3,000th hit. And his first at bat, he grounded out to the pitcher. There goes Randolph. Paliarulo swings and hits one deep to right. It is curving, foul, and out of play. Ooh, that was close. It was foul by quite a way, but it had enough on it to be a home run had it been a fair ball. So Pags comes back to the plate. Randolph back to first. Winfield is still at third, and Seaver and Fisk are talking now at the pitcher's mound.
They're either not going to throw through on the pitch or have the shortstop come in and cut it off in case there is a try for a double steal.
A lot of folks, because of one reason or another, Scooter, didn't have an opportunity to attend today. Did you hear from anybody during the course of the weekend?
There's a load of telegrams down, and of course President Nixon is here at the game, and he had told me the last time he was here that if he were in town, he would come out to help honor me, and he came out of a hospital bed. He has had an operation, and he's all black and blue on his chin.
Seaver slips a pitch past Paliarulo. Called strike 3, and the inning is over. The Yanks threatened to add to their lead, but failed to do so. As Paliarulo takes called strike 3, that'll be the second strikeout of the game for Tom Seaver. The Yanks in the 4th. No runs, no hits. There's an error, and 2 men are left on. At the end of 4 innings of play, the Yankees lead the White Sox 1-0.
We're Manufacturers Hanover, helping you grow wherever you are.
A furniture
furniture manufacturer expands his inventory in Cleveland.
With our commercial corporation behind him.
A family adds a playroom in Tampa.
With a home equity loan from our Finance One subsidiary.
A corporate jet takes off from O'Hare.
Our leasing corporation did that.
A homeowner buys a lawnmower in Portland.
That's our MasterCard he's using.
A tool and die firm selects our treasury management system in St. Louis.
Our bank's financial management system subsidiary developed it.
The World Financial Center springs up in New York.
That's our bank's real estate division. They can handle almost anything.
The CIT Financial Corporation is acquired.
Good news. Now we can help even more people in even more places.
We're Manufacturers Hanover.
And now you know why we're called the financial source worldwide.
Welcome to the Beer Boutique.
Well, hi.
I'm your sales consultant, Vic.
Sales consultant?
How may I help?
Some light beer, please.
Right this way. May I be so bold as to suggest Bud Light?
Hey, aren't all these light beers the same?
Au contraire. Bud Light's charming yet full-bodied. It's the light beer with a first name and taste.
Great. 2 six-packs of Bud Light, then.
Splendid.
Ask for Bud Light, because everything else is just a light.
Now, do you have any chips or dip?
Next door, Dip City.
Next door?
Dip City.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
New York's Yankee Station, 77 WABC.
Well, Phil Rizzuto is going to move on to other activities. Scooter, I've started with the 18 years here in the broadcast booth. And, excuse me, I didn't break up on the field, so I'm not going to say too much more because I might hear. It's just great to have been with you all this time. I know we'll have many more days together. Scooter is not retiring as a broadcaster or anything. We don't want you to get that idea. The uniform retired, and Phil, just congratulations to you on behalf of baseball fans everywhere, all across the country.
Thank you, Frank. I appreciate all you've done for me through all the years. 18 years we've been together now.
18 years.
And John Gordon will be here that long or longer. I've enjoyed working with John, and John and Frank are really, truly two professional announcers, and I couldn't have enjoyed either one more.
Ozzie again, it's a fly ball to left field, and it'll be caught right there by Pasqua. Hardly had to move. Excuse me.
Okay, Scooter, just before you go, the ticket department just called, and they wanted to wish you the best. All the guys down there, Marty and Mike and Louie and Jimmy and Clem, Joey, the whole crew. They all
right, they're great. They've been wonderful to me. I call up late a lot of times to leave tickets, but they always take care of the old Scooter.
They surely do. They're a great crew, and they wanted to wish their best to you. Have a great day. Here you go, Frank, with one down here.
Okay, Scooter. God bless you. Salazar up, and loops one out of the left field. That's going to be a base hit. He may get 2 out of this. Pasqua's got to run it down toward the seats. Play at second base. High throw over Randolph's head. Backed up by Mattingly, and Salazar has doubled to left. Well, the White Sox have the tying run at second base with 1 out, and the top of the order coming on. Rudy Law, left-hand hitter, will step in. Rudy is 2 for 2 in the ball game. He has singled to left and hit one off Cowley's hand back up the middle into center field. So a runner at second, 1 down, and Cowley again will have to work under pressure. The White Sox have had base runners in every inning. This is the first inning in which the leadoff man did not get on, but Salazar sort of compensates by getting himself out at second base with a 2-base hit with 1 out. Left-hand hitting Law up on the right tiptoe, takes an off-speed pitch outside, ball 1.
He's been a tough out today. 2 for 2 in the game. He is single to center and single to left.
Henderson plays him shallow in center field. Winfield straight up and right. And he rips one foul outside of first. Just past the photographer's cage at the end of the Yankee dugout. Sun peeking in and out this afternoon. Bright sunshine during the ceremonies. Then cloud cover came over. Clouds seem to have, for the most part, passed away. And Hasse goes out to talk to Cowley. Well, I tell you, Rudy Law really got around on that last pitch.
Well, the Red Sox will be here at Yankee Stadium August 16th through the 19th for a 4-game series highlighted by 2 more special days. Saturday afternoon, August 17th, is Italian-American Day at the ballpark. Pre-game festivities and entertainment prior to the Yankee-Red Sox 2 o'clock game. And all fans 14 and under attending the series finale on Monday afternoon, August 19th, will take home a free Yankee backpack. Compliments of M&M's chocolate candies. Good seats are on sale now for the Red Sox series, so make your plans Friday through Sunday, August 16th through the 19th, the Yanks and the Red Sox.
A ball and a strike, the count on Rudy Law. The pitch, a fastball, line to left. Pasqua's after it. He's there. He's got it. Pasqua throws behind the runner, Salazar, but he gets back to second. 2 down. And the batter will be Brian Little, the second baseman, who has walked and flied to right. If you weren't with us in the first inning, Law opened with a single, and then Cowley picked him off first. He walked Little. Baines ripped a base hit to right field, and Winfield threw Little out at third. A walk to Walker, and Fisk struck out. Runners at first and second, nobody out in the second inning. Cowley got Guillen on a double play and struck out Salazar. Base hit opened the third. Law was out stealing. He got the next 2 hitters. And the pitch here is Little shows butt and takes a ball.
A little added incentive for the Yankees to win. I'm sure it'll be posted shortly here at the ballpark, but Texas has beaten Toronto 8-4, and the Yanks have an opportunity with a victory here today to gain a game on the division-leading Blue Jays.
The Yankees are leading 1-0. We're in the top of the 5th inning. 2 outs. A runner at second, 1 ball, no strikes on switch hitter Brian Little, batting left-handed, of course. Cowley's pitch, breaking ball is over. 1-1. Rizzuto plays him a step in on the grass at third base. Everybody else backed off. Out of left field, Pasqua well over toward the foul line. And shallow. Edison, shallow and Sutter straight up. Winfield, the deep man in the outfield and right. Mattingly is deep at first, not guarding the line. Randolph backed off. Meacham trying to keep the base runner close at second, and the pitch. Breaking ball is outside. It's 2-1.
A couple of streaks stopped in that Texas win over Toronto. The Blue Jays had won 4 in a row, and the Rangers had lost 5 straight.
Teams will go on streaks. It's the strange thing about baseball. Hitters will go on streaks. Pitchers will have streaks. Teams will have streaks. You'll never see a season go by except a team will have at least 1 good winning streak, but they'll also have a losing streak. 2 balls and a strike. The count on Little. He steps out, now back in. The stretch and set by Cowley, and the pitch. Just outside. And the count goes to 3-1. And now Rizzuto will come into the mound to talk to Cowley. He needs to get Little because Hal Baines is the next batter. You don't like to face Baines with runners on. He's a good RBI man, Baines. 3-1 on Little. The set by Cowley and the pitch. Strike call, 3-2. Little steps out again. Cowley goes for the rosin. Just slaps it with his pitching hand. Didn't pick it up. Now he'll look into Hasse. 3-2 pitch. This is a big pitch right here for Cowley. Here it comes. He walked him. Fastball high outside. So there are runners at first and second, and the batter, Hal Baines. He is single to right and retired on a great catch by Bobby Meacham, who caught the ball going back into left field and over toward the foul line. Just a great play by Meacham. Baines is a left-hand batter. Came in hitting .295. 63 runs batted in. Second only to Fisk on the ball club. Pitch to him. Bouncing ball to Randolph. Willie plays the second hop. Mattingly covers. Throw over there, and he's out. And that will retire the side. He gets Baines' first ball hitting. No runs, a hit, no errors. 2 men left. At the end of 4 1/2, it's the Yankees 1 and the White Sox nothing.
It's time to celebrate summer.
At your Tri-State Chevy dealer, we've got what you're looking for.
Yes, it's summertime and time to be looking good in a new Chevrolet. And your Tri-State Chevrolet dealer has got what you're looking for.
Super Chevy summertime clearance deals on plenty of Chevrolets, including 16 different Chevy models with base sticker prices under $7,350. Choose a Cavalier, America's best-selling car by far. There are 6 different Cavaliers priced under $7,350. Or choose the Spectrum, that upstart from Japan that sells like a Chevy with a base sticker price under $6,600. Or for real summer fun, choose a sporty S10 pickup. There are thousands of Chevys in the tri-state area for this summer sale clearance spectacular. So you can be sure, whatever you choose, see your tri-state Chevrolet dealer.
We've got what you're looking for.
Let's take a 10-second Longines watch timeout on the New York Yankee Radio Network. Have you seen the exciting gold medal from Longines, the world's most honored watch? See it at Poley Jewelry in Springfield, Massachusetts.
From speedster Ricky Henderson to the Yankees' race for the American League pennant, we've got your bases covered on the station for sports.
WABC, New York.
Yankee Scoreboard brought to you this half inning by Members Only. If you're ready for a change, you're ready for Members Only. Outerwear and sportswear is comfortable and easy as it is dramatically different. Get to know Members Only at fine stores everywhere.
Tom Seaver starts Bobby Meacham off with a curveball low, ball 1. Meacham flied to center in the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 1. Switch hitter batting left. Seaver ready to work again. Right arm around and fastball high and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Meacham. Now here's a guy the Yankees would like to get on to lead off an inning. He can steal a base. He has good speed. Henderson waiting on deck. Seaver's pitch. Check swing and a strike called. 2-1 to Meacham.
Texas beat Toronto 8-4. Gary Ward and Oda B. McDowell homered in the game, as the Rangers had 12 hits and stopped Toronto's 4-game win streak. George Bell homered in the game for Toronto. First of 2 at Detroit, and the Tigers lead Milwaukee at the end of 7.5, 7-4.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Meacham fouls it to the seats on the left side, just past the dugout.
Darrell Evans is at his 24th home run for the Tigers, and Ernest Riles is homered in the game for Milwaukee. Baltimore beat Cleveland 5-4. Renicky, Rayford, and Lacey all homered in the game for the Orioles. Castillo homered in the game for the Indians. 2-0, Boston leading Kansas City at the end of 5.5. Oil Can pitching the shutout for the Red Sox against Charlie Leibrandt. Minnesota, California, no score at the end of an inning and a half. Seattle and Oakland, no score at the end of 1. Mets lead the Cubs now, 4-1 at the end of 8. Dwight Gooden pitching for the Mets this afternoon, seeking his 17th win. 4-3, Pittsburgh leads Montreal at the end of 8. Brooks has homered for Montreal, Morrison for Pittsburgh. And 3-2, Atlanta leads San Francisco at the end of 7. No homers in the game.
2-2 to Meacham. Fastball. Ooh, Seaver wanted that one. It's a ball. Seaver thought that was a strike, so did Fisk. Full count, 3-2.
And the Dodgers just scored 4 runs in the 8th inning on a Guerrero homer. A 3-run homer, his 27th. Boy, has he got a hot home run back. And they've tied Cincinnati now 4-4 at the end of 7.5 innings of play.
Payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. 3rd strikeout for Seaver.
Philadelphia and St. Louis are interrupted by rain right now at the end of 7 innings. And San Diego and Houston will start much later. It's a night game tonight. Kevin Gross against Andahar in that Philadelphia-St. Louis game. And that's the Yankee Scoreboard, brought to you by Members Only. That's the brand that's changing the way America looks.
1 out, and Ricky Henderson will step in. Ricky this afternoon has popped up and grounded out 0 for 2 against Seaver. The Yankees are leading 1-0, despite being out hit 6-3. Breaking ball for a strike. 0-1 on Henderson. Sun is out brightly again here at the stadium. I think any threat of rain has now passed us by. The windup and the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, and it's high. 1-1. Pitch coming. Strike called, and now Henderson spins around. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ricky questioning the call with plate umpire Darrell Cousins. Well, we mentioned the fact that a hitter looks around or the pitcher says something or the catcher looks around, it is not an editorial comment. It's just describing what we see. It's awfully hard to tell on a borderline pitch whether it's a ball or a strike. But we do inform when either the pitcher, the catcher, the hitter, or manager questions it. 1-2 delivery. Hit on the ground at third base. Off the chest and grabbed by Hewlett. His throw to first gets Henderson. 2 down. That'll bring up Ken Griffey, who has driven in the game's only run. Griffey ripped a single into right field in the third, scoring Pagliarulo from second base as Pags dove across home plate. Just ahead of an attempted tag by Carlton Fisk on a good throw from Baines in right. Griffey sends a high fly to shallow left. Coming in for it, the left fielder, Rudy Law, battling the sun, makes the catch, and the Yankees are retired in order. At the end of 5, the score, the New York Yankees 1 and the Chicago White Sox nothing. To the top half of the 6th inning, it'll be Greg Walker, Carlton Fisk, and Oscar Gamble stepping in against Joe Cowley. It's been a battle for Cowley this afternoon, but he has shut him out through 5. The first pitch to Walker, outside, ball 1. Walker has walked and singled. He's a left-hand hitter. He has power, 15 home runs, 63 RBIs. Cowley works him away again. Cowley's tried to keep the pitch away from the left-hand hitters this afternoon. As a result, he has walked Walker once. He has also walked Gamble once. He's walked Little twice. The White Sox have 6 hits. Cowley has walked 4 and he struck out 2. Right-hander winds and delivers. Fastball low and away. And he is behind Walker. 3 balls and no strikes. You have to wonder how long Joe Cowley can keep biting the bullet. The pitch, low. Walker walks on 4 pitches. And again, the White Sox have the leadoff hitter on. The batter is Carlton Fisk, and Hasse goes out to the mound. Cowley was not really close on any of those 4 pitches. Well, we'll see what Chicago does right here. Bob Shirley, left-hander, gets up in the Yankee bullpen. So does Brian Fisher. And Fisk takes a pitch high, ball 1. Carlton has struck out and popped up. A lot like Baylor, he'll crowd the plate. And he's been hit with a pitch 9 times this year. Cowley sets and delivers. Swung on, grounded to the shortstop. Meacham is up to Randolph. 1 back to first. Double play. Oh, he's safe at first. Oh, here comes Martin out of the dugout. Ball was not that sharply hit, but still, they thought they had him, and Martin comes out to talk to Shulock about the call at first base.
Well, Fisk doesn't run that well, and Martin is coming out now to talk to Shulock on the relay. Oh, there isn't any question they had him. So Fisk rules safe at first as Walker is out 6-4 at second. 1 down and Oscar Gamble the batter. Willie made a great play at second base. He really got the ball out of the glove in a hurry to first baseman Don Mattingly. Whisker close play at first base. And here's Gamble with a runner on and 1 out. We'll watch Fisk. He's going. Gamble swings, bounces 1 through the right side. That's going to be a base hit. Fisk will go to third. And with 1 out, the White Sox have the tying run at third, and Billy Martin is out of the dugout. Gamble with Fisk running, bounced 1 through the right side. So Fisk is at third, Gamble at first, and Martin is out at the mound. Well, he's going to go with the right-hander, Brian Fisher. He's already made the move, so there's a break in the action with a score. The Yankees 1 and the White Sox nothing.
Hey, is your car a 3,000-pound weakling? Does it cringe at climbing hills, pinging and knocking? Do other cars laugh?
they pass yours, and even throw stones or muddy water in your car's face and leave your car behind in a cloud of exhaust? Help your car fight back with Texaco's high-octane Super Unleaded. Texaco's Super Star Power helps knock out the knocks for more car power. Now even a 3,000-pound weakling can have muscle.
Brian Fisher is going to pitch for the Yankees. The right-hander will be facing the right-handed hitting Tim Hewlett. For Fisher, this will be appearance number 32. He is second in appearances to Dave Righetti. Third in appearances. Bordy has 34 and 32 now for Fisher. Brian is 2-2 and has 4 saves. 58 innings pitched. He's allowed only 44 hits. And he has struck out 45.
Hewlett, a right-hand batter. Runners first and third, only 1 out and the pitch. Get down the right field line. That's going to be a lot of trouble. It's in there for a base hit. Fisk is going to score. The ball is grabbed by a fan, and they will hold Gamble at third. The White Sox tie it. It's 1-1 as Hewlett doubles down the right field line. The ball hit fair and bounced up where a fan grabbed it. I don't know whether that's a break or not, whether Gamble would have tried to score had the ball not bounced up, or whether if he had tried, Winfield would have been able to throw him out.
Well, Gamble's a very good base runner, and he's got good speed. Remember a couple of years ago when he was with the Yankees, he won the 40-yard dash down in spring training. Of course, that was a couple of years ago, and Oscar has aged some and hasn't played all that much in the last couple of seasons, but I think probably he would have been held up down at the third base bag by third base coach Jimmy Leland.
He's had a lot of knee trouble since then, too, John.
Mm-hmm.
So, second and third, the Yankees pull the infield in. Ozzie Guillen, a pesky type hitter, batting left-handed, a pitch out. They suspected a bunt, a squeeze play, and they pitched out. Ball 1. The White Sox have tied it. The run is charged to Joe Cowley. Gamble at third is Cowley's responsibility. Now Fisher comes set. And the pitch is looped to right field, coming on Winfield, and he dives, drops the ball. The ball is in play. Here's Gamble to the plate. He scores, and Chicago leads 2-1. A base hit and a run batted in for Guillen. Gamble scoring from third. Hewlett stayed at second. Winfield dove for the ball, appeared to have it in his glove, and when he hit the deck, he dropped it. He headed to the glove, and when he hit the deck, the ball popped loose. A base hit. Winfield's throw to the plate. Not in time. Gamble scored standing up, and the White Sox have taken a 2-1 lead.
What a shame, because Winfield came just so close to making a great play there, and had he been able to hold on to the ball, I don't know if Gamble would have tried to score or not, because Gamble kind of broke away from third base, then went back to the bag. And in going back to the bag to tag up, he may not have had time to get to the plate.
Now Salazar in, runners first and second. Takes a breaking pitch low, ball 1. Cowley's record now complete. 5 1/3 innings, 2 runs. They earned 7 hits. He walked 5, struck out 2. Fisher comes set, and is pitched to Salazar. Ground ball left side. Fielded by Meacham to Randolph. 1, no throw to first. They get the runner at second, 6-4. Hewlett goes to third, and Salazar reaches.
Good play by lead runner Tim Hewlett. He waited just long enough to allow Bobby Meacham to be blocked out by the ball.
So Fisher will pitch to Law, who is 2 for 3. The one time they got him out, he was a tough out. Line drive that was caught by Pasqua in left field. Fisher is set, and the pitch. Low outside, ball 1. Hewlett at third, Salazar at first. Pitch is wide for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Now the 2-0 pitch. It's high, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes.
Just been informed that Rod Carew has picked up his 3,000th career hit.
Outstanding hitter over his career, John. 3-0 delivery. Ball 4 and the bases are loaded. Pitch was low. So Rudy Law walks. That'll push Salazar down to second. Hewlett is at third, and Brian Little, the batter. He has walked twice and flied to right. Lou Piniella up on the dugout steps. Trying to get Winfield's attention. They want Winfield to move in. The bases are loaded with 2 outs. Little a switch hitter batting left against Brian Fisher. Now the set and pitch to him. Hit on the ground, right side, and it is on through into right field, base hit. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in, and Chicago leads by a score of 4-1. Boy, Mattingly just missed it, and Randolph just missed it. The ball squirted right in between the 2 Yankee fielders and into right field. Base hit for Little, driving in Hewlett and Salazar. Rudy Law stops at second base, and Chicago now leads 4-1.
You talk about a seeing eye base hit. That was one there. It just eluded diving Don Mattingly and a diving Willie Randolph and made it through. And the single scores 2, and now the Sox have a padded lead here of 4-1.
They batted around. Baines lines a base hit into left field. They'll try to score a run on this one. Pasqua's throw to the plate, and he's out. He's out. Rudy Law is out at the plate. La Russa is out to argue. That will be the 3rd out of the inning as Pasqua throws Law out, and La Russa's been thrown out. He and plate umpire Darrell Cousins bumping each other. A bumping match between La Russa and Cousins. And now who is it? Terry Cooney that has La Russa.
That's Joe Brinkman.
Brinkman, the crew chief, has wrestled his arms around La Russa to keep him away from Cousins. Jim Leland also tried to act as peacemaker. La Russa has been thrown out of the ball game as he and Cousins bumped each other about 3 or 4 times in the argument at home plate. At the end of 5 1/2, the score, Chicago 4 and New York 1.
All right, we'll take a 10-second Longines watch timeout on the New York Yankee Radio Network. Have you seen the exciting gold medal from Longines, the world's most honored watch? See it at Santa Barbara Jewelers in Union City, New Jersey.
It's a triple play with Arthur George Rust Jr., Steve Malzberg, and Steve Albert on the station for sports.
WABC, New York.
Well, the inning certainly ending, or the half inning ending, and quite a flourish as Tony La Russa is ejected from the game, arguing with plate umpire Darrell Cousins, and they had quite a bumping match, Frank.
They really did, and the White Sox now leading 4-1. The Yankees lead off with Mattingly here in the bottom half of the 6th. He takes a pitch low, ball 1. The rundown on the top half of the inning after this pitch to Mattingly. Seaver brings it high. The White Sox scored 4 runs on 5 hits. There were no errors, and 2 men were left on base. Mattingly this afternoon has singled and forced a runner. He's 1 for 2, and the count is 2-0. Seaver back. Ground ball sharply hit right at the first baseman Walker. He will take it unassisted, and Mattingly is retired. 1 out in the bottom half of the 6th. Dave Winfield now. Third time this year, Tony La Russa has been ejected from a ball game, we're informed. Joe Brinkman, who was the crew chief, right, John, of this umpiring crew, came in, finally restored order, but he had to wrap La Russa up in a bear hug.
Plus, he had to come all the way in from second base.
They've just posted the final Mets score over the Cubs, 4-1. I don't know if that's what folks are cheering about or what. And the pitch. Winfield fouls it back. You've got to feel a lot of Mets fans are in Yankee Stadium. Seaver fans. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have to turn people away from the ballpark today, John. I just don't know how they could have packed anybody else in here. Seaver into the windup, and the right-hander's pitch. Winfield pops it up on the left side. Third baseman calling for it, and it is caught by Hewlett with Guillen right there in case he missed it. There are 2 down.
Repeating once again that Rod Carew singled to left field off Minnesota starting pitcher Frank Viola. for his 3,000th career hit. He becomes the 16th player in Major League history to reach that plateau. He is now tied with Roberto Clemente for the all-time lead for the 15th spot. 3,000 hits for Rod Carew.
Well, that's big news here in the New York area. Carew still has family here in New York. He grew up right here in the Bronx, as I recall, born in Panama. Dan Pasqua steps in with 2 outs, swings and misses on a Seaver fastball, strike 1. Pasqua's fly to center and grounded out to first.
I've heard the story that he played a lot of his sandlot or amateur baseball right out back behind the Yankee Stadium here. The Bronx Diamonds.
The ball pitches high for a ball, 1-1 to Pasqua. Originally signed to a Minnesota Twins contract, made the major leagues in 1967. 1-1 delivery. Slow curve is over for a strike, and it's 1-2. So one milestone has been reached this afternoon. Rodney Carew with his 3,000th base hit. And here Seaver, bidding for his 300th win, has a 4-1 lead over the Yankees. The wind and the 1-2 to Pasqua. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball. 3 up, 3 down at the end of 6. The score, Chicago 4 and New York 1. And now here's the Getty Strong Arm Award for the outstanding pitching performance of the past week. Getty gift certificates go to Yankee right-hander Ed Whitson. Let Getty help your car give its best performance. At Getty, the proof is at the pump. Quite a struggle for Whitson, John, but he finally came back from a record of 1-6 at one time this year to even it up at 7 wins, 7 losses with a win.
Good choice as the strong arm pitcher of the week for Ed Whitson.
And now the Yankee scoreboard is brought to you by Members Only. It's more than the jacket that's become a legend. Members Only is a whole range of sportswear you can live in. Outerwear that fits every move you make. A feeling you won't find anywhere else. That's Members Only. Bob Shirley is on to pitch for the Yankees. Brian Fisher went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 runs, 4 hits. Did not walk anybody, nor did he strike out anybody. And on the scoreboard, Texas has defeated Toronto 8-4. Detroit over Milwaukee 7-4 in the first game of a doubleheader. Baltimore beats Cleveland 5-4. Boston at Kansas City. The Royals lead 3-2 at the end of 8. Last call for the Red Sox, top of the 9th. Minnesota, California, 1-1 at the end of 3.5. And the Seattle at Oakland game is tied 3-3 at the end of 3. The Mets beat the Cubs 4-1. Dwight Gooden won his 17th. Pitched a 5-hitter. It was Pittsburgh 4, Montreal 3 a final. And more in a moment. John Gordon.
All right, here is Greg Walker to lead things off for the White Sox. He led things off in the 6th inning. And he's right back in there as the leadoff batter in the 7th inning. Bob Shirley is pitching for the Yankees now, and Shirley quickly works behind him at 2 balls and no strikes. Shirley, the left-hander out of the bullpen, is making appearance number 26 on the year. And here's Shirley's pitch. He jammed him with a slider, and he hits it in the air to left. Pasqua is there. He's got it, and there's 1 down. Leadoff batter Greg Walker retired, and Carlton Fisk stepping in. On Fisher, the second pitcher of the game for the Yankees, 2/3 of an inning. 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. He walked 1, and he struck out none. Cowley started and worked 5 1/3. He gave up 7 hits, so the White Sox have 11 hits in the game. Fisk this afternoon is 0 for 3. He's forced a runner. He is popped to the shortstop, and he is struck out. And the pitch. It's wide, and 1 ball and no strikes. Right back now, Bob Shirley. He's a quick worker. He wastes little time on the mound. And the delivery to Fisk is a strike on the inside corner. It's a ball and a strike. White Sox manager Tony La Russa ejected from the game, disputing an out call at home plate on Rudy Law on Harold Bain's single. Shirley in a 1-1 delivery. Fisk swings and lines 1 to left. Pasqua is back, reaches up and can't get it. Falls down and crashes into the wall. Fisk will end up at second base with a double as Pasqua comes in to third baseman Mike Pagliarulo. A solid shot double by Carlton Fisk. Boy, he got all of that one. And had he gotten it up just a little bit, he would have had a home run, his 29th of the year. Pasqua made a game effort to try to catch the ball. Missed it. He fell down, turned over, and banged into the wall. By the time he gets up, Fisk has the two-bagger. That'll be the third double of the game for the White Sox. It's their 12th hit. And Ron Kittle, a right-handed batter, is going to pinch hit for Oscar Gamble. He'll remain in the game as the designated hitter. Kittle to pinch hit. And, of course, batting from the right side, here's the pitch to him. It's a curved low, 1 ball and no strikes. Kittle hitting at 190, has 8 home runs and 17 RBIs. 4-1 White Sox lead. They've out-hit the Yankees 12-3. And there's 1 error in the game. It's charged to the White Sox. Third baseman Tim Hewlett. Down low, 2-0 to count to Ron Kittle. Activity in the Yankee bullpen. Right-hander Neil Allen loosening up. And the pitch, swing and a miss, and it'll be a 2-0, 2-1 count now to the right-handed hitting Kittle. Big hit in that 6th inning was a bases-loaded single by Brian Little, driving in 2 runs. Strike 2 call to Kittle, and the count is 2-2. Hewlett had a double, an RBI 2-bagger that tied the game. Ozzie Guillen had a base hit to right that gave the Sox the 2-1 lead. Here's the set and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strung him out in a fastball. Kittle, the pinch hitter, is retired. First strikeout for Bob Shirley, and the batter is going to be Tim Hewlett. Yanks and Sox in the final game of the series tomorrow night. And Ron Guidry will face Floyd Bannister. They're the probables for the final game of the 4-game set. Indians come to town for a Tuesday night game. Here's a strike. A fastball is into Hewlett, and it'll be no balls and 1 strike. Hewlett this afternoon, 2 for 3. RBI double his last at bat, a single back in the 2nd inning. Now the set by Bob Shirley, and the delivery. Foul. Back to the netting and out of play. And 2 strikes to count to the right-handed hitting Hewlett. Well, the White Sox are battling for a possible divisional pennant in the Western Division. They trail division-leading California by 6.5 games, but they've got a lot of games left against the West and a lot of games left against California, though they feel they have a chance to get back into it. Here's the 2-strike delivery to Hewlett. It's way high and wide, and the count will be 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. 2-away, 1 on. Fisk, the base runner at second base. He doubled. Shirley ready. He's the 3rd Yankee pitcher to work in the game. And the pitch, the curveball, just misses. And the count will be 2-2 now to the right-handed hitting Hewlett.
The White Sox, John, have not done too well against the Angels in head-to-head competition this year. They have won 2 and lost 5. They lost 3 straight in Comiskey to the Angels and split 4 out in Anaheim.
Here's the 2-2 delivery. Check swing and a curve. Oh, he just missed on that pitch. 3-2 and a full count, and now they're saying that it was a strike, and the inning is over. Hewlett is caught out on a strikeout by first base umpire John Shulak. Hewlett gave a little gesture to Shulak as Shulak was turning around, and Shulak didn't appreciate it that much. Swinging 3rd strike. Hewlett has 2 strikes. Shirley has 2 strikeouts in the inning, getting Kittle and Hewlett. For the White Sox in the 7th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. And the middle of the 7th inning, everybody up for Eddie Layton and Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Sox 4, Yankees 1.
There are more than 60 Realty World offices in the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. Let the professionals at Realty World show you how to get results. Froze Fruit, the natural, has finally made it to the big leagues. Froze Fruit, now available at Yankee Stadium. Well, John Gordon, an excited crowd here at the stadium enjoying the 7th inning stretch. An emotion-drained crowd, I'm sure, with the ceremonies for Phil Rizzuto. Seaver going for his 300th with a 3-run lead, and we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning.
All right, Ron Hasse to lead it off. Tom Seaver, who is really coming on here, starts off Hasse with a changeup, and it is high a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Seaver has retired the last 7 Yankees that he's faced. And he's retired 9 of the last 10 that he's faced. And the pitch pops it up on the right side of the infield. Now in the shallow right goes Little, the second baseman. Incoming Baines, and Baines makes the grab in shallow right field. 1 down. Seaver gave up that RBI single to Ken Griffey back in the 3rd inning, and then he got Manningland a force. Winfield reached in an air. Pasqua was out. Hasse was out. And then Randolph was hit by a pitch, and that's been the last base runner for the Yankees. Seaver has not given up a hit since the 3rd inning, and he has not allowed a base runner since the 4th inning. Randolph hit by a pitch, the last man to reach for the Yanks. And he takes the strike, no balls and 1 strike. Seaver's day right now, as the Sox lead 4-1. They've out at the Yankees 12-3. Randolph swings, breaks his bat, and hits a fly ball to left field. It's going to be caught by Law, and that's going to be 2 down. Willie got jammed on that pitch and flied to left. Randolph is retired. 2 down in the inning, and the batter is going to be Mike Pagliarulo.
Very good pitch there by Seaver. Well, you watch this man pitch, you can understand why he's won 299 games. 40 years old, but still a gamer, John. No
indeed.
question about it.
Seaver's only appearance here at Yankee Stadium prior to this one today was a losing appearance last year. Here's a curve to Pags, and it's in for a strike, no balls and 1 strike. He pitched here on the 9th of August. He went 3 2/3 innings, and he was a losing pitcher. Pagliarulo at no balls and 1 strike. 2 down, nobody on. Pagliarulo swings and lofts a fly to center. Salazar moving to his right. He's got it. Seaver has another 1 2/3 inning. He now has retired 10 Yankee batters in a row. For the Yanks in the 7th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Through 7 innings of play, the White Sox lead the Yankees 4-1.
People Express would like us to use the time that's left in this commercial to talk baseball. Rod Carew getting his 3,000th hit this afternoon. Has several times led the American League in hitting, starting in 1969 with the Minnesota Twins when he batted .332. Then in 1972, he hit .318 and became the first man ever to lead the league in hitting without hitting a home run. He led the league again in 73 with .350, in 74 with .364. In 75, he batted .359. He missed 1976, but in 77, he led the league again and batted .388. In 78, he had .333 to lead the league. Rod Carew, one of the fine hitters of our time, who grew up right here in the shadow of Yankee Stadium, so to speak, getting his 3,000th hit of his career this afternoon. People Express Airlines, because they have no restrictions to talk about, we were able to talk baseball. Well, John, Shirley will try to hold the White Sox. Hope the Yankees can come back in the last 2 at-bats.
All right, Ozzie Guillen leads it off for the Sox here in the top half of the 8th inning. Guillen slaps one to left. Pasqua coming on, and makes the grab. Running catch by Dan Pasqua. And Ozzie Guillen is retired. 1 down. Guillen is hitting over .500 in the current road trip for the White Sox. Off to a fast August start at 6:15, 8 for 13. He's putting himself right into top contention for American League Rookie of the Year honors. Here's Salazar, and the first pitch to him is a high curve, 1 ball and no strikes.
He'll get recognition, so will Oda B. McDowell, Larry Sheets, some of the young pitchers.
And the pitch, Salazar fouls it to the auxiliary dugout past the White Sox dugout. And it'll be a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Reed Nichols in the on-deck circle, and he'll bat for Rudy Law. One the count, and here's the pitch to Salazar. It's wide, 2 balls and 1 strike. Shirley working quickly. Wide, 3-1. Sox lead 4-1. They scored 4 runs in the 6th inning. They batted around. 2 of the runs charged to Yankee starter Joe Colley. The other 2 to reliever Brian Fisher. Strike called, 3-2. Shadow's just about ready to reach the pitcher's mound here at Yankee Stadium. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 down and nobody on. The White Sox batting here in the top half of the 8th inning. Here's Shirley's delivery. Popped in the air on the right side. Possible play for Mattingly. He's got room, and now in foul ground. The ball came almost back into fair territory. Mattingly makes the grab, and there's 2 down in the inning. Salazar retired in a pop-up in foul territory, caught by Don Mattingly. Here's Reed Nichols being announced as a pinch hitter. Nichols did not play in yesterday's game, but he did get an opportunity to play and bat in the Friday night game, and he was 0 for 2. Nichols recently traded by the Boston Red Sox to the Chicago White Sox, and a curve misses high, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Tim Lawler, the left-hander, went to the Red Sox. Here's Shirley's 1 ball delivery. Base hit to center field. Nichols bounces one up the middle. He has the Red Sox second hit off of White Sox second hit off of Bob Shirley, and a 13th overall for the Chicago team. All right, now they'll announce Scott Fletcher to bat for Brian Little. Fletcher has seen some playing time in the series. He's in the on-deck circle right now. A chance for us to remind you that Ron Guidry pitches against Floyd Bannister tomorrow night in the final game of the series, starting at 8. And we hope you plan to be with us. The White Sox and the Yankees in the final game. All right, Fletcher announces a pinch hitter. He's hitting at .229. No homers, 19 RBIs. Right-handed hitter against Bob Shirley. Shirley kicks and fires, and Fletcher swings and hits a fly ball to right field. Winfield is back and waiting. He's got it. That's going to be all for Fletcher and the Chicago White Sox here in the 8th inning. For the Sox, no runs ahead, a man left. They have stranded 9 in the game, and at the end of 7.5 innings of play, it's the White Sox 4 and the Yankees 1. New York Life Underwriters have been proud to support the March of Dimes efforts toward preventing birth defects. A healthy start in life is the best insurance available. They urge you, too, to help the March of Dimes Birth Defects Foundation. Take a look at the Yankee scoreboard during this half inning, brought to you by members only. For a look and feeling that's all your own, look for the bold new styles, colors, and fabric combinations that have everyone asking for members only outerwear and sportswear. Frank?
Reed Nichols stays in the ball game to play left. Scott Fletcher stays in to play second. Bobby Meacham leads off for the New York Yankees. Tom Seaver's wind and pitch. A curveball for a strike. 0-1 to Meacham. Meacham today has flied to center and been called out on strikes. Seaver has retired the last 10 men in a row and pitches. A fastball high, and the count is 1-1 to Meacham. The Yankees have only 3 hits off the veteran right-hander. He has not walked anybody. He has hit 1 batter, and he has struck out 4 men. The pitch to Meacham. Ground ball, right side, base hit on throw to right field. And Meacham is on with a leadoff single. Baines up with the ball, throws it back into Fletcher. And after 10 men in a row went down, Seaver has given up a base hit to Bobby Meacham. Hit number 4 for the Yankees. All 4 Yankee hits have been singles. And now Ricky Henderson will step in.
Texas beat Toronto 8-4. Ward and McDowell homered in the game for the Rangers. Bell homered for Toronto. Charlie Hough beat Dave Steeb. First of 2, Detroit beat Milwaukee 7-4. Evans homered for the Tigers. Riles for the Brewers. Willie Hernandez the winner. Rick Waite's the loser. Second game, Milwaukee leads 1-0 after a half inning. And that's Burris against O'Neill. Baltimore beat Cleveland 5-4. Renicky, Rayford, and Lacey homered for the Orioles. Castillo for Cleveland. And it was Martinez over Thompson.
Ricky Henderson swings on the first pitch and lofts a foul to the seats. behind the first base dugout, strike one.
Red Sox got a run in the ninth, tied the game, and they go to the 11th inning now. Boston and Kansas City tied at 3-3. Minnesota, California tied at 4-4 at the end of 5. Dick Schofield is homered in the game for the California Angels. 3-3 Seattle, Oakland at the end of 4.5. Presley is at his 24th for Seattle, and Davis is 21st for Oakland.
Henderson takes a pitch low. Fastball from Seaver. It's 1-1. Henderson is 0 for 3 in the game. He has popped up once, grounded out twice.
Don Sutton pitching for Oakland. He needs 20 wins to get to 300. And if he wins today, it'll be his 10th.
Meacham leads away at first. Walker holding. And the pitch. Low had the plate downstairs. 2-1.
Mets beat the Cubs 4-1. Gooden the winner. He's won 17. Fontenot the loser. Pittsburgh beat Montreal 4-3. It was Roden over Gullickson. Brooks homered for the Expos. Morrison for the Pirates. Atlanta beat San Francisco 5-4. Cincinnati beat L.A. 5-4 with a run in the bottom of the 8th. Parker and Perez homered for the Reds. Guerrero homered for the Dodgers.
Henderson swings and misses. Seaver burned one by him. 2-2.
Atlanta win over San Francisco. Gene Garber the winner over Mike Jeffcoat. Philadelphia has beaten St. Louis and Andahar 6-0. Kevin Gross the winner. Andahar the loser is 17-6. And it was a 4-hit shutout for Kevin Gross. Yankee Scoreboard has been brought to you by Members Only. That's the brand that's changing the way America looks.
Right here, the White Sox lead 4-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Henderson. Meacham at first, nobody out. Seaver working very deliberately, takes the sign from Fisk and the pitch. Check swing, strike 3 call. Henderson is gone on strikes. That'll be the 5th strikeout for Tom Seaver in the ballgame.
That looked like a slider, and Henderson, at the moment, arguing the call with plate umpire Darrell Cousins. It also looked like a pretty good pitch.
The shortstop, Ozzie Guillen, comes into the mound to talk to Seaver. 1 out, and the batter will be Ken Griffey as Henderson walks back to the dugout. Griffey has struck out, single to drive in the only Yankee run of the game, and he has flied to left. Chicago leads 4-1. Seaver sets and delivers. Low to Griffey. Meacham skips back to the bag. We note Greg Walker, the first baseman, takes his stance with both feet in fair territory. The set by Seaver and the pitch. Low. 2 balls and no strikes. A left-hander, Juan Agosto, is warming up in the Chicago bullpen.
Just going to mention that.
54,032 here at Yankee Stadium this afternoon. Now the set. And the pitch to Griffey. Fastball is bounced to the right side. Fielded by Fletcher. He goes to Guillen for the force on Meacham. No throw back to first. 2 down. Griffey forces Meacham on a play that has scored 4-6. 2 outs and Don Mattingly, the batter. Eight putouts in the outfield for the White Sox. Seaver has struck out 5. He has not walked anybody. He's hit 1 batter. White Sox lead 4-1. The pitch to Mattingly. High fastball. It's ball 1. Mattingly is 1 for 3 today. Singled his first time up. Forced a runner with a ground ball to the second baseman. Little in the 3rd, grounded out to Walker unassisted in the 6th. Little since has been replaced by Fletcher at 2nd. Here's the pitch. Line to right field and a fair ball. The ball is in play. Griffey is on his way to 3rd. Mattingly stops at 1st. The Yankees have runners on the corners. Line drive just fair in right field. The pitching coach, Dave Duncan, pops out of the White Sox dugout. fans do not want to see Seaver come out of this ball game, and I don't think that Duncan is going to make a move. He has Augusto, a left-hander, in the bullpen, but right-hand hitting Winfield is up. Duncan just wants to go out and have a chat. Tony La Russa has been ejected from the ball game. Mattingly with his second hit of the afternoon. At first base, Griffey is at third. There are 2 outs, and Seaver stays in.
I don't think there was any question there that Duncan had thoughts of removing Seaver from the game. The left-hander Augusto would not want to come in and face a right-handed hitting Winfield, but they want to make sure they know how to pitch to Winfield here, what their thoughts and game plan would be.
Now, here's a big point in the game, John. If Winfield gets on, you've got left-hand hitting Pasqua coming up. Now will the White Sox make a move?
Well, it was Augusto that saved the game for Seaver the other night in Boston. He came in and pitched the bottom half of the 10th inning, and Seaver and the White Sox beat the Red Sox 7-4.
All right, 2 outs, runners first and third. The White Sox lead 4-1. Winfield is 0 for 3. He has flied to center, reached on an error by the third baseman Hewlett, and popped up to Hewlett. Seaver comes set. The pitch to Winfield. Slider, strike call. Griffey at third, Mattingly at first. There are 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. The White Sox are leading 4-1. Seaver stretches to the belt and the pitch. Inside with a fastball. It's 1-1 to Winfield. A crowd of 54,032. Many with mixed emotions, I'm sure. Whether the emotions are mixed or set, everybody has an emotion in this ballpark. You can't have a neutral feeling. 1-1 to Winfield and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Seaver threw one by him. Now Winfield wants time, and he wants plate umpire Cousins to take a look at the baseball. And the ball stays in play. 1-2 to Winfield. You can gather the reaction from the crowd on what Winfield does in this at-bat. Mattingly at first, Griffey at third. The shortstop deep in the hole. Again, the outfield is deep. The set and the pitch. He struck him out. Winfield strikes out to retire the side. No runs, 2 base hits, no errors, 2 men left. At the end of 8, and now it is a pro Seaver crowd. The score, Chicago 4, New York 1.
Young man, where have you been?
In the kitchen, Dad, getting a bottle of Yoo-Hoo.
Yoo-Hoo to you, too.
Huh?
Just answer the question.
No, Yoo-Hoo's a terrific chocolate soft drink. Delicious and nutritious.
That's your excuse for being late for dinner?
It was just 10 minutes.
10 minutes or 10 years, it's still irresponsible behavior.
I know. After school, we all went to Bobby Gazinski's house.
What did you do there?
We hung around, talked about girls, and drank Yoo-Hoo. You know, Yoo-Hoo's got vitamins and minerals.
And then you came home.
No, we had to go to Joey Del Nostro's house.
Why?
His sister's home from college.
I see.
We wrapped with her and drank some Yoo-Hoo.
So you came home after you drank the moo-moo?
Yoo-Hoo.
Oh.
Next, we went to Bobo's.
Who is Bobo?
It's a restaurant.
So you sat around drinking Yoo-Hoos at this Boo-Boo's?
Bobo's. And we also looked at girls.
Then you came home.
No, then we went to P.J. Coyle's house.
And?
He was out of Yoo-Hoo.
Look, young man, I hope you have learned your lesson here.
What?
Just think about it for a while.
Okay.
Are you sorry?
Sure.
Well, sorry doesn't butter the biscuit.
This is going to be a long discussion, isn't it, Dad?
Sorry doesn't walk the dog.
I'll get some more
Sorry
Yoo-Hoo.
doesn't...
Yoo-Hoo is also available in 2-calorie diet chocolate fudge soda.
Gotta crunch it, gotta munch it, gotta have it right away. A full day of camping can make any guy hungry.
Frito-Lay makes 42 different kinds of single-serve snacks, guaranteed fresh or your money back. So, even if you can't always choose the company you keep, you can always choose the fresh taste of Frito-Lay!
The Cleveland Indians will be here at Yankee Stadium for a 3-game series this Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, August 6th through 8th, highlighted by another summer giveaway. All fans 14 and under at the Yankees-Indians game this Wednesday afternoon, August 7th, will take home a free Yankee thermos, compliments of Delwood. Good seats are on sale now for all 3 Indians games, so make plans to be here. And remember, Delwood Yankee Thermos Day for fans 14 and under is Wednesday afternoon when the Yankees and Tribe meet at 1 o'clock. And now let's take a 10-second Longines watch timeout on the New York Yankee Radio Network. Have you seen the exciting gold medal from Longines, the world's most honored watch? See it at Pepe's Jewelry in Manhattan.
When you want to talk sports, call Art Bruss Jr. every weeknight at 6, right here on Sports Talk.
WABC, New York.
Neil Allen comes on to pitch for the New York Yankees as we go to the top half of the 9th inning. Allen with a record of no wins, no losses, making his 6th relief appearance. He's worked 9 1/3 innings, allowed 10 hits. Run rate average 386. He'll work to Harold Baines, who pops the first one foul just over our heads to the upper deck. Strike one. Bob Shirley had 2 strong innings. No runs, 2 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Joe Cowley started, then Fisher, then Shirley, now Allen. And the pitch to Baines. Strike called at the knees. It's 0-2. Baines is 2 for 4 in the ball game. Left-hand batter. Allen's pitch, high and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. They play Baines straight up with Henderson not very deep out in center field. Curveball is swung out and grounded to first. Mattingly plays it near the bag and makes the putout unassisted. 1 out in the top of the 9th. In the bottom half of the 9th inning, the Yankees will have Dan Pasqua, Ron Hasse, and Willie Randolph scheduled up. The White Sox lead 4-1. Seaver very, very close to his 300th win. Seaver has pitched a strong ball game. He has allowed but 5 base hits, struck out 6, and walked none. First pitch to Greg Walker is fouled to the seats. Strike 1. Walker, a left-hand batter, has walked twice, singled, and flied out. The wind by Allen, and the 0-1 pitch. Fastball fouled again to the seats on the left side. No balls and 2 strikes. Chicago 4 runs, 13 hits, 1 error. The Yankees 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. The wind by Allen, and his pitch. Curveball is fouled over into the Yankee dugout. Joe Cowley went 5 1/3 innings, charged with 2 runs, 7 hits. He walked 5 and struck out 2. Cowley is the pitcher of record. Brian Fisher worked 2/3 of an inning, charged 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Pitch high to Walker, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Allen's pitch, swing, and a miss struck him out. Pitch in the dirt, tagged out by Hasse. First strikeout for Allen. And the batter will be Carlton Fisk. Fisk has struck out, popped up, reached on a fielder's choice and scored, and doubled. At the moment, Ozzie Guillen has the go-ahead run batted in. Pair of RBIs for Brian Little before leaving the game. Slider is low to the right-hand hitting Fisk. 1 ball and no strikes. Allen rocks and delivers. Fastball is grounded to third. Foul ball played by Jim Leland, the third base coach. In the 6th inning, Tony La Russa, the Chicago White Sox manager, was ejected from the game by plate umpire Darrell Cousins. They had a bit of a bumping session. 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball for a strike. 1-2. The occasion for the argument, Rudy Law called out trying to score from second base on a base hit to left field. Pasqua's throw to Hasse. Law called out by Cousins. And then Larissa thrown out for arguing. High and away, 2-2. They engaged in quite a bumping match before Joe Brinkman came running in from his second base umpiring position and wrapped Larissa up in a bear hug. Now the wind, 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air, left field, foul ball. That'll come down in the upper deck, well foul. Each foul ball back in the seats, a treasured souvenir in this ball game. As a memento of Phil Rizzuto Day and what could be Seaver's 300th. The Yankees have one more at bat, bottom of the ninth. Allen's pitch. Fly ball into shallow right, digging hard. Winfield, can he get there? He makes the catch down below his knees on the dead run. 3 up, 3 down. At the end of 8.5 innings, the score, the Chicago White Sox 4 and the New York Yankees 1.
If you're looking for a business phone system, you're probably listening to a lot of business phone salesmen.
Our newest system is integrated, conjugated, corrugated, subjugated, and silver-plated into a network that's promulgated and
We're proud of our online capabilities, our offline capabilities, our terminal, non-terminal, and semi-terminal capabilities, all of which we're totally incapable of installing.
Our phase 1 includes data switching, voice switching, you're switching, I'm switching, automatic PBX, BBC, CBS, ABC.
If all that sounds too familiar, you don't need a new phone system. You need a new phone company. TelPlus Communications. We don't manufacture telecommunication systems, we design them around your needs, not ours. And we'll explain everything in plain, simple English. TelPlus Communications, because intelligent communication begins with intelligent people.
Phase 2 includes microwave, electrowave, shortwave, permawave, tidal wave.
Call TelPlus Communications toll-free at 1-800-TEL-PLUS. Even with 25,000 customers, we're not too busy to answer the phone.
There's an art to the 7th inning stretch. First, grab yourself an ice-cold bottle of Bud. Then gently pop off the cap and pour it into a tall, frosty mug. Now, that's art I can appreciate. That's Budweiser. Exclusive beechwood aging and great tasting. It's no wonder Budweiser is the king of beers. Hey, anyone for an 8th inning stretch? Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. New York's Yankee Station, 77 WABC.
We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. The Chicago White Sox lead the Yankees 4-1. Tom Seaver 3 outs away from his 300th win. He'll be pitching to Dan Pasqua, Ron Hasse, and Willie Randolph here in the bottom half of the 9th inning at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees held a 1-0 lead until the White Sox scored 4 runs in the 6th. 2 charged to Cowley, 2 to Brian Fisher. Seaver has surrendered only 5 base hits. He has not walked anybody. He has struck out 6 men. He has hit 1 batter. All 5 Yankee hits have been singles. The windup and the pitch to Pasqua. Swung on and hit in the air to deep right field. Back is Baines. It's off the wall. And Pasqua holds with a single. A hard single, line drive off the wall. Baines could not get to it. Played the carom beautifully. Threw back in quickly. And Pasqua is on with a leadoff single. Base hit number 6 for New York. And the first for Pasqua. And now Ron Hasse will become the batter. Hasse is 0 for 3. He is lined to left. Grounded out to first baseman Walker and flied to right. Walker plays behind Pasqua. Hasse takes a strike. Pitch off speed over the outside corner. Seaver looks down to Fisk. Comes set at the belt, right arm around, and the pitch. Low. Had the outside corner a bit low. It's a ball and a strike to Ron Hasse. Willie Randolph is on deck. Chicago leads 4-1. The Yankees have Pasqua at first, nobody out. They shade Hasse a bit to the right side on the infield, much more so in the outfield. The pitch. Outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fisk has a word over his right shoulder to plate umpire Darrell Cousins. The attention of the baseball world centered right here. Seaver sets the pitch. Strike call. Curveball, and it's 2-2. Hasse, a left-hand batter. Pasqua down at first. 2-2 count on Ron Hasse, the Yankee catcher. Seaver takes his time and now starts his motion. The set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back off of Fisk. Hasse stays alive. New ball thrown into play by plate umpire Darrell Cousins. And as that ball comes out of play to the Yankee dugout, you have to wonder if maybe someone might claim it as a souvenir of this ball game. 54,032 at Yankee Stadium watching Seaver. 2-2 pitch to Hasse. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Foul tip is held by Fisk. Seaver has his 7th strikeout. That pitch came in dipping. Hasse swung over the top of it. Foul tipped it into the middle. 1 down. Willie Randolph, the batter. Randolph has grounded to short, been hit with a pitch, and flied to left. Pasqua leads away at first. Walker stays behind him. Infield shifts to the left side for Randolph. The outfield straight up. Fly ball hit deep to right field. On the move, Baines. Baines, he jumps, makes the catch. Baines makes the catch. As he hit the wall, he held on to it. He is shaken up, but he held on to the ball. Baines hitting the boards and caught it with a leaping grab at the wall in right. He's okay. Time held as center fielder Luis Salazar comes over to check on Hal Baines. Baines looking at his left elbow as he slammed into the wall, but he made the catch, and there are 2 out. And now the batter will be Mike Pagliarulo. Seaver 1 out away from his 300th career win. Fisk to the mound, talking to Seaver. Ozzie Guillen, the shortstop, in talking to Seaver. I don't think Seaver needs anybody to talk to him. He has pitched a magnificent ball game here at Yankee Stadium this afternoon. Mike Pagliarulo will become the batter. 2 outs, Pasqua at first. The set, the pitch to left-hand hitting Pagliarulo. High, ball 1. Pagliarulo started the third with a base hit to right and came in to score the only Yankee run in the ball game. He was driven in by Ken Griffey. Since then, Pags has been called out on strikes and flied to center. The crowd will let you know. Here's the set and pitch. High with a fastball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Brian Ferguson, our producer, comes up with another note that Seaver now has struck out 3,499 batters. His next strikeout will be his 3,500. 2-0 the count, the pitch. It's low, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to Pagliarulo. Don Baylor has come out on deck to bat for Meacham if Pagliarulo keeps the Yankees alive in the game. Pasqua leads at first. Here's the pitch. It is low, ball 4. Pagliarulo walks. A walk to Pagliarulo moves Pasqua to second. And with Chicago leading 4-1, Don Baylor will bat for Meacham. And pitching coach Dave Duncan trots out to the mound. Duncan out talking to Seaver. Fisk is out there. So is the shortstop, Guillen. Second baseman Scott Fletcher wanders in. He'll have to stand off to the side. He cannot join the meeting on the mound. Seaver stays in the ball game. Don Baylor will bat for Bobby Beecham. Baylor is hitting .240, a team leading 18 home runs, 67 runs batted in. So it boils down to one of the top hitters of the past years and certainly one of the top pitchers. Seaver against Baylor with 2 outs and 2 on. Baylor the tying run at home plate. Seaver sets, checks Pasqua and pitches. Baylor swings, sends a fly ball into shallow right. Now it's deeper. Back goes the left fielder, rather, into left. It's caught, and Seaver has won his 300th game. Tom Seaver slapping his hands together. He jumps into the arms of Carlton Fisk, accepting high fives, handshakes all around. Baylor's fly ball to left field, caught by Reed Nichols. He races in with a souvenir in his glove. The entire White Sox bench on the field as Seaver is congratulated the bullpen crew on a dash from beyond the left field fence. Everyone wanting to shake Seaver's hand. Carlton Fisk shaking hands with all of the players as they come in. Tom Seaver has won his 300th game as he induces Baylor to fly out to Reed Nichols in left field for the final out of the ball game. And now Seaver hugging Fisk. His hand being shaken by his teammates. He waves his cap to the crowd. Ozzie Guillen pumps his hand. The security people surround Seaver. He hugs his wife, Nancy. His wife, Nancy, and his daughters watching the ball game from the Chicago White Sox team box by the third base dugout. Tom Seaver hugging other people in the box, presumably members of his family. Now Fisk leaves and makes his way down into the dugout, and Seaver receives the acclaim of the crowd. A big smile on his face as he now slaps hands as he makes his way down the dugout steps. Seaver is still in view and now disappears from sight as he will head for the Chicago White Sox clubhouse, the visiting clubhouse here at Yankee Stadium, and will be then surrounded by media people. I'm sure that the newspaper people, the television, the radio people will all be clamoring to get in. Special setups have been arranged by the New York Yankees Public Relations Department under the very, very able direction of Joe Safety, the Director of Media Relations, and his staff, to allow those who cannot see or talk to Seaver in person by closed-circuit television and the PA system, his comments will be passed to the members of the media. So the story at Yankee Stadium, 2 of the great stars of the game of baseball, one honored, Phil Rizzuto, whose number was retired and a commemorative plaque erected in the Monument Park section of Yankee Stadium in ceremonies before the ball game. And in the game itself, Tom Seaver, beloved by fans in New York for his great pitching career with the New York Mets, before being traded then to Cincinnati, back to the Mets, and eventually to the Chicago White Sox. Tom Seaver, in his own right, having his own day here as he wins his 300th Major League ball game. I'll be back with the totals and a recap on this afternoon's action here at Yankee Stadium. The final score, the Chicago White Sox 4 and the New York Yankees 1.
This car engine is like no other in the world. There's pure gold inside. We put it there to prove Kendall Motor Oil can protect even soft gold. First, ordinary piston rings were plated with pure gold. Then an independent laboratory ran them in a car engine for 5,000 miles. A remarkable test. The result? Kendall protected the soft gold. Kendall Motor Oil for protection worth its weight in gold.
Kendall Superb 100 is available at all Empire service stations.
You know, watching the old-timers game this year really got to a rookie like me. Especially when the big guy walked to the mound. Oh, his fastball was gone, but boy, I'd give anything to have that slider of his. And talk about control. I learned a lot just watching him.
Catch every man in motion with Kodacolor VR 400 film. It gives you the speed to pick up every pitch and the color to capture all the highlights of the game.
I tell you, I've been watching that guy since I was a kid. I only hope that someday I'm half the pitcher he was. And then people'd say, like father, like son.
How you'll shine as time goes by. Kodak film, because time goes by.
Disney Summer Magic is now at Radio City Music Hall through August 29th. Bring any empty Kodak film box to the Music Hall box office and save $2 each on up to 4 $12 general admission tickets for a total savings of $8. Kodak Film, because time goes by.
Your car's oil and air filters, like a strong defense in baseball, are crucial to top performance. AC's polyester reinforced oil filters withstand today's higher oil temperatures and pressures. And AC air filters give you oil wetted efficiency and long life. Both are designed to fit nearly all domestic cars and light trucks, and many imports too. For the registered AC Delco retailer in your area, simply call toll-free 1-800-AC-DELCO.
Well, just a moment ago, Tom Seaver walked from the visiting team dugout on the third base line across to the Yankees home dugout, where he is just in our line of sight, being interviewed by Don Drysdale for the Chicago White Sox television network. Drysdale, such a great pitcher in his own right, and Seaver this afternoon, claiming win number 300. Before the interview, Seaver was presented with a trophy by veteran New York Yankee pitcher Phil Rizzuto, who is hopeful this season yet, if we have a continuation of the season past tomorrow night. Rizzuto himself hopeful of becoming a 300-game winner in his own right. But with the crowd, some of them staying here at Yankee Stadium to catch a final glimpse of Tom Seaver. He is in the Yankee dugout now, being interviewed by Don Drysdale for Chicago television. As we look at Seaver on a monitor, you can see the man is tired. He has just pitched a magnificent ball game. He is elated. He is excited, certainly. And, well, he should be excited. In winning his 300th game, he very effectively scattered 6 base hits. Seaver did not walk anybody. He hit a batter, Willie Randolph, and he struck out 7 men. His last strikeout was Ron Hassey in the 9th inning, which left him 1 short of 3,500 strikeouts for his career. The totals on the game for the Chicago White Sox: 4 runs, 13 hits, 1 error, 10 men left on base. For the New York Yankees, 1 run, 6 hits, no errors, 8 men left on base. The winning pitcher, Tom Seaver, his record this year, 12 wins and 8 losses, his 300th career win. And the loser, Joe Cowley, his record is 9-5. The game-winning RBI will be credited to Ozzie Guillen, and I'm sure that he will long remember that. It was his 3rd game-winning RBI of the season. I'll be back with a I have a final word on the ball game for you right now. Let's look at the Chicago White Sox winning rally in the 6th inning. The Yankees had scored a run in the 3rd. Ken Griffey driving Mike Pagliarulo in from second base. A dive slide at the plate on a play, and Pagliarulo safe. The Yankees led 1-0, but the White Sox batted around in the 6th inning. Greg Walker walked against Cowley. He was forced by Fisk's ground ball to shortstop Bobby Meacham. Fisk on a hit-and-run single by Oscar Gamble advanced from 1st to 3rd. Brian Fisher relieved Cowley. Tim Hewlett doubled to right field to drive in Fisk and move Gamble to 3rd base. Then Ozzie Guillen singled to right field, driving in Gamble with the go-ahead run, moving Hewlett to 3rd. Salazar forced Guillen, a walk to Rudy Law, and a bases-loaded single by Brian Little drove in 2 more runs. The Chicago White Sox win it by a score of 4-1. Down in the dugout, my colleague John Gordon, and I presume, John, it is impossible to get to Tom Seaver because everything had been planned very rigidly, and the security measures for Seaver after the 300th win. But you've got a guy down there with you who can well talk about Seaver's 300th win and about his great career in baseball.
Indeed we do, Frank Messer. Don Drysdale, a pretty fair right-hander in his day with the Los Angeles Dodgers, joining us here. Don has, of course, is a broadcaster with the Chicago White Sox and has had the opportunity of doing an interview with Tom Seaver that went back to Chicago. First of all, tell us what Tom Seaver said about his pitching performance today.
Well, number one, as you well know, he's elated, and he thought that he had pretty good stuff. He said at times it would leave him, and at times it'd come back. He got a little tired at the end, but he said he had some guys out there kicking him. Carlton Fisk was out there, which he's done a few times and throughout the latter stages now, going up to 300. Kicked him hard over in Baltimore on a hot, humid afternoon. They finished that ball game and they won it, and both dead beat, 40 and 37 years old. But I'll tell you, they teamed as one, and what a job they did. And Ozzie Guillen, the youngster, just come up, the rookie. He's in there. He said, and even Timmy Hewlett came over and said, let's go. He said, this is what you've been waiting for. And he said, as soon as the ball went up by Don Baylor, he said, he knew it's pretty deep out in left field. And he said, then he knew he had it. He said, if it comes down, I think I've got it.
All right, the big out, of course, was the Winfield out in the 8th inning with 2 men on. What kind of pitch do you think it was? What did he say about it? What did he say about the Winfield at bat?
He thought, I asked him in the course of the ball game, was there a key out, a key hitter, a key inning, a key pitch? And he pointed, everything came down to Winfield, which it had to be right there. It was just power to power going out there. Not the Tom Seaver power of old, but the heady Tom Seaver power right now. And everybody knows about Dave Winfield. It looked like it was a breaking pitch down and away, a good spot, and you couldn't have picked a better pitch to throw in a spot to put it in that particular situation.
Seaver had a lot of success today, Don, especially with the jam pitch. He seemed to really be able to bring that pitch inside. He broke Willie Randolph's bat one time. He broke Dan Pasqua's bat one time. He just had a good, reasonable success with that pitch today.
Well, basically, Tom Seaver is not the Seaver of old when he could work up, 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 up and keep going like that. Now he works in and out, and occasionally he will come up if he has to, if he feels as though that he has that good fastball that particular day. But he is now an in-and-out type pitcher, and he can do that. If he can start getting you thinking away, he can jam you inside. He can still throw hard enough. He can push 90, believe me, and be right up there, maybe a time or two over 90. Not consistently like he used to, but that's what he does now. He'll give you a little bit out here, a little bit out here. You start leaning there, and all of a sudden, boom, he bangs you inside with a fastball. And, of course, he's more susceptible doing that to the right-handed hitters than he is to the left-handers. But when he can do it to the left-handers, you sit up there and you say, well, to me, myself, I say he's got a little extra zip more on that fastball than maybe what we've seen another time or two.
His second complete game of the year, the adrenaline really must have been flowing for him.
Well, it was flowing. It was flowing over there in the dugout after the game. I don't know how many more he could go, but I asked him what he said to Nancy and the kids, and he just said a piece of cake, wasn't it? It was something. Of course, his dad was here, Charles Seaver, a former member of the Walker Cup team, and so Tommy comes from a family of competitors, and he knows what it's all about. And, you're just tickled to death, and I was just privileged, as we all were, to be here and see it.
Thanks for joining us, and appreciate you passing along the words that Tom said to you during your interview back to Chicago. As always, good to see you, and we appreciate you taking the time to be with us.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Good. Don Drysdale talking here about Tom Seaver's performance this afternoon, and, of course, a pretty fair country pitcher himself, relating what Seaver said to him during the interview and talking about his performance today. We'll turn it back upstairs now to Frank Musser.
And Getty would like to congratulate the Chicago White Sox Getty star of the game, winning pitcher Tom Seaver, for performing miles ahead of himself in today's ball game. We're pleased to present Tom Seaver with Getty gift certificates. At Getty, the proof is at the pump. And our deep appreciation to Don Drysdale for the interview in the dugout with John Gordon. The Yankees scored first in the ball game against Tom Seaver. It's the third inning. Mike Pagliarulo at second base, 2 outs, and the batter, Ken Griffey.
Bounding ball, base hit right side. Pagliarulo being waved home. Up quickly with the ball. Right fielder Baines. Throw to the plate, not in time. Oh, a beautiful slide by Pagliarulo for the game's first run.
And now, the Yankees leading 1-0. The White Sox batting in the 6th. The walk to Greg Walker. Fisk forced him with a ground ball to second. Hit and run single by Gamble. Runners first and third. The batter is Tim Hewlett.
Hit down the right field line. That's going to be a lot of trouble. It's in there for a base hit. Fisk is going to score. The ball is grabbed by a fan, and they will hold Gamble at third.
Yep, a ground rule double, fan interference double. Runners at second and third. The tying run across the plate, and the batter, Ozzie Guillen.
And the pitch is looped to right field, coming on Winfield, and he dives, drops the ball. The ball is in play. Here's Gamble to the plate. He scores. And Chicago leads 2-1.
That was the game-winning RBI. Base hit for Guillen. Excellent try by Winfield. Just couldn't hold the ball. Base hit for Guillen, and that was the game winner. The White Sox added 2 more in the 6th inning. The batter is second baseman Brian Little.
Get on the ground, right side, and it is on through in the right field base hit. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in, and Chicago leads by a score of 4-1.
Yes, Chicago leading 4-1. The Yankees had 2 on, 2 out in the 8th inning. Seaver struck out Winfield. 2 on, 2 out in the 9th inning. Pinch hitter Don Baylor steps in.
Seaver against Baylor with 2 outs and 2 on. Baylor the tying run at home plate. Seaver sets, checks Pasqua and pitches. Baylor swings, sends a fly ball into shallow right. Now it's deeper. Back goes the left fielder, rather. In the left, it's caught, and Seaver has won his 300th game.
Reed Nichols catching the last out of the ball game, and Seaver, a 300-game winner. The Chicago White Sox win it by a score of 4-1. Promotional considerations for this afternoon's game have been provided by the Biltmore Garage Restaurant, located at 49th and 1st Avenue in Manhattan. The Biltmore Garage offers you a friendly place for drinks and dinner before and after the games. The Biltmore Garage, 49th and 1st Avenue in Manhattan. Peters Bag Corporation, America's leading manufacturer of soft-sided luggage, presents collections of luggage, tote bags, and garment bags for all travel needs, featuring the Sasson, Spalding, Trailblazer, and Balenciaga brands. For style, fashion, and quality, ask for Peters Bag products at most fine stores. The Sporting Club, New York's most spectacular sports bar and restaurant. Catch all the stars via satellite on their incredible 10-foot screen and state-of-the-art electronic scoreboard. A great menu at sporting prices, plus special celebrity hosts each week. The Sporting Club is located at 99 Hudson Street in downtown Manhattan. If I viewed correctly, did Billy Martin just go over and shake Seaver's hand? Billy Martin offering his congratulations to Tom Seaver in a great gesture of sportsmanship. As a guest of the New York Yankees Magazine pregame show, each New York Yankee will receive a pair of Pro Players sneakers. Think about it. Pro Players quality assures you value, and for price, Pro Players can't be beat. So why not Pro Players?
Well, there's no identification needed.
New York Yankees baseball has been sponsored by People Express Airlines, the smart way to fly. Vic, Telecom Plus International, Sears Automotive Center, Moore and Schley, and by Thornapple Valley Franks, Gulf, Century Insurance, Toro, AC Delco, and by your local members of the New York State Association of Life Underwriters. When you need an expert, go to a professional.
Eastman Kodak, Frito-Lay, Yoo-Hoo, and by 9X Yellow Pages. It's always there when you need it. Realty World, Monroe, Okie Data, British Caledonian Airways, and by the New York Yankees. New York Yankees baseball is a production of Adler Communications Incorporated. The engineer for Yankees broadcast is Bob Horvath. The engineer today in the booth, Mr. Horvath. The producer is Brian Ferguson. The operations manager is Carolee Ashwell-Cross. The broadcast director is Kathy Korleski. And the executive producer is Arthur Adler. I'm Frank Messer for John Gordon, Phil Rizzuto, and Bill White. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock against the Chicago White Sox.
This is John Miley speaking. We hope that you have enjoyed this game. If you want to know more about other items that exist in the Miley collection, call 1-812-479-9143. We will look forward to talking with you and hope that you are pleased with our presentations.